Can you guys hear me now? Hello. Yes, maybe. I still can't get the hang of this StreamYard stuff. Oh, good. Now you can? Okay, good. I know Jack should be in here in a minute too. Why is something? Hold on, I got something blinking on my computer. What's happening? Okay, I think y'all can still hear me. All right, good. So, what I want to talk about? What do you guys think about Ken not answering Starlight on Morbid's Live the other day? I feel like he showed nothing but pure embarrassment. Hold on, I just dropped something. I have to grab it. I feel like the poor guy is so embarrassed of this book. They all should be. But then I did a video over on TikTok about Ken being embarrassed about the book. And then you guys all know Uncle Dave, right? Nick's uncle. Then he made a comment and he was like, well, we were all embarrassed by what she put in the book. And it made me realize that it's just as embarrassing for Nick and his family as it is for everybody else. Like, think of all the freaking crap stories she put out and like the fake, embellished, over exaggerated stories she put out. And it's kind of sad because he was like, we're all really embarrassed about, these exaggerated stories she put out. And it kind of made me think that I feel bad for them too. Like when it comes with this book, because everybody who's involved. Oh, I don't know, Sunshine. I don't know if Dreamer took down that video. I can't find Dreamer's YouTube. I can't find Dreamer's YouTube. Has anybody seen Dreamer's YouTube? Because I feel it's not Dreamcraft Corner. But I don't know if you were told, oh, she did take it down? Good. Oh, good. You know what? I give her a lot of respect. I give Dreamer a lot of respect for that, though. I do. I give her a lot of respect for taking that video down because, I mean, I respect the conversation, truth and myth. Oh, that's right. She changed her name, right? The cat thinks I'm on video and he keeps jumping in front of my face now. Remember Nick's mom said all they did was have sex and she was loud? Yeah, I remember that. And, well, we know she's got some sexual issues. Like, how are you living at home, screwing Ken in front of your dad and Christy? Like, let's be real. She's a freak. But poor Dave, when Dave made that comment, I kind of felt really bad. Like, you know what I mean? Not only has Nick's name been trashed in every way possible, but that way too. And so I was like, damn, like that book literally embarrassed the Petries. It embarrassed the Go to Johns, and it embarrassed the Blanchards. There is none of them. She was all proud of that book. She put up that video the day the book got released. I'm so proud of the hard work I put in. What hard work? I mean, you're so proud of this book, and now everyone is all embarrassed. They got a house. Raina let it slip. Did she let it slip? She went back on? Can Dreamer even pronounce truth and myth? No, she absolutely cannot. Hollow Mom. Hey, JJ. Yeah, she was so proud of that book. I'm an author, and I'm like, do we call like people who do porn actresses? You know what I mean? Like, are they actresses if they're doing porn? I guess if you look at it like that, then yeah, I guess maybe you're an author. But I don't know. Just saying. Yeah, that book was wild. It was so disgusting. Come on, Moo. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that book was gross. Ken is embarrassed. Ken, I think, has just about had enough of Gypsy Rose and her nonsense. I really feel like, everyone keeps asking me, do you think they're still broken up? He is regretting every decision he's made in the last 8 years. I'm just saying. There's no doubt in my mind that he is regretting every decision he made. He is absolute. How is he not miserable? Jersey said, hi, Moo. Yeah, I know. This cat keeps jumping on top of me. He is mortified. He should be mortified. And it's not even about the fact that your wife, your wife or your baby mama was wearing diapers a couple of weeks ago or months ago or however, years ago, right till adulthood. But drinking bottles, but I mean, every story she told in there had a sexual encounter. Everyone she came in contact with in the book, there was a sexual encounter. So it was crazy. Where'd Pam just go? Yeah, I don't know what happened. What was up with that list? What was going on with that list? When did he get that list? Did he always have it? More importantly, the woman who actually wrote it definitely should be. Why would Melissa Moore put her name on that book? That's crazy to me. I feel like, is that why she didn't breastfeed? Because now at least she can share Aurora's babas?
Hello.
Hey, Pam.
Hey. I don't know why my picture's not up there. That's weird.
Oh, I don't know. Did you take it down?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
No idea.
That happened to Jackie yesterday. She looked like a record.
Yeah.
He might have Invisalign. Is that why he was talking with a lisp? Or was he drunk? Hey, Mercy.
Hey, Ivory. Hey, Pam.
Hey.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. How
Good.
are you doing?
We're good. We're warming up here in Florida finally.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. Did you get snow?
My friends up in Panama City did 9 inches.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, now Sabrina has a picture. Where's my picture? That's so weird.
I don't know. Mercy, do you usually have a picture?
I usually have one too, so I don't know.
That's
wow.
weird. I'm also using my phone, so I don't know if
Okay.
that's different.
Me too. I'm using my phone.
Oh, I don't know. I would love to fix it for you ladies, but yeah, I can't do that. Let's
I
be
don't know.
real.
StreamYard's funny.
Yeah, it hates me.
We need
Jersey
more
said
people that.
maybe he drinks out of the bottle too.
Okay, now how do I see the chat and our bubbleheads?
You go over to chat,
Mm-hmm.
and then then it'll take you to a little screen, and then there's chat behind the scenes, which is us, and then you go over here to comments, and then you'll see all the comments.
Okay.
And you gotta make sure you click the X on that little screen, or you'll exit yourself out. You'll yeet yourself out.
I don't
I
want to
know,
yeet.
I've done it plenty of times.
I don't want to yeet.
Yeah, I've done it plenty of times on accident.
You yeeted.
I don't want
That's so funny.
Like, I'm falling and I can't get up.
Can you see them now?
Yeah, I can see the comments, but I can't see your bubbleheads.
Oh,
You know how I am about the bubbleheads.
yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, you have a thing with bubblehead.
I do.
That's so funny. But yeah, since when does Ken have a list?
When he's drinking.
Well, that's a slur. That's not really a list. That's a slur. Pam just yeeted herself out of the box. That's so funny.
Oops.
I almost died when Raina said she was going to read that book of smut with Aurora. Everyone's just jumping from the box. Where'd Mercy go? Mercy's still here, though.
I only see me and you, Ivory.
Oh, well, I see Mercy in like the back area, but it doesn't give me the option like she's here but not here.
That's weird.
I don't know. Do we need to send a search party out for Pam? Did she go missing?
Maybe.
That's so funny. Yeah, Pam, I have no idea how Mom where she is. We're playing musical spots, and I'm telling you, it's like they're slingshotting them right out of this live.
Right? I know. I felt so weird yesterday because Jackie accidentally dropped, and then I end up next to Ivory. I'm like, I feel like I'm in the wrong spot.
There's Pam.
Okay, stop. I yeeted.
That's so funny. I guess it wasn't that button. It was the other button.
I didn't even hit the X button that could have possibly yeeted me. I hit the back to chat something and it just yeet.
Uh,
But still,
it
I'm
takes
kind
a
of okay. So, like, Sabrina, when you went in, did it say enter your name?
Originally, yeah.
Okay, so I did that and I still have no picture. I'm no picture Pam. Look at me. Look at me.
Oh, wow.
It, you
Wait,
have
Mercy
you have, you
Wait,
have a
how did
picture
Mercy get the
attached
picture?
to. Do you have a picture attached to your YouTube account?
Yes, and it's beautiful.
Mercy, how
Good.
did you find your picture?
All I did was I hit where it says edit avatar and added a photo from my gallery of my phone.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh,
let me
okay.
see. Edit
I
audio.
think Morbid
avatar.
needs to give us StreamYard lessons.
That's what
He
I'm saying.
does.
I'm there for
A
that
tutorial.
master class.
They're morbid.
Well,
If
we're
you hurt
okay.
it,
We're
please
okay as
do
long as
YouTube tutorials.
Ivory doesn't learn how to do our mics.
Oh,
Right?
there I am. Look
There
at
we
me. Look
go.
at me. Look at me.
Oh, look, there's
Hey,
the mark, Pam. All right, we got this.
Look at me.
Now just try not to yeet yourself again.
See,
Yeah.
now you said it. Okay, I'm not even going back to look at the chat. Yeah, I can look at the chat, but then I can't see our bobbleheads. It's very upsetting.
I'm
yes,
sorry.
because I can't see the chat either.
Yeah, it's the same way when I go on Morbid's panel. I can't see anything, and I'm afraid to hit anything in there because you go out, you ain't coming back. So yeah, it's terrifying. I ain't touching
Big
that.
North Clown said, I'm old. What in the tarnation is a heat?
It's what Pam does.
I can't. That's so funny.
Okay, I'm gonna hit chat. Shut up now. Here we go.
Yeah,
Comments. There we go. There
I
we
know
go.
it's so weird for me because the chat is all the way to the side, and so it's really hard for me to read. And
Okay, Hollow Mom was laughing at me. I see that. I see you, Hollow Mom.
yep, she sure was. That's it.
I'm back, baby.
That's so funny. Did you guys see Gypsy's Instagram post? Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
About the date night thing.
Now, I'm not from Louisiana. It's a couple of hours away from me, but is it hot as hell there? Because why are we walking around in a white, sleeveless, skimpy little summer outfit in January?
Well, didn't it snow there?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So why are we walking around in a little white? First of all, who wears white 3 weeks postpartum? Not me.
Nope. That's a risky little game.
That's what I'm saying. Like you threw out a baby 3 weeks ago and you're wearing a white outfit. That's
Risky.
You got more balls than I don't know. And what was up with those shoes?
Mersey fell out the box. Can you drop the link again?
Oh, sure can. That's so funny. And what was up with those shoes that she was wearing with the white outfit? See, that's why that outfit was meant to be worn in the summer with flip-flops, not those big black.
Yeah, I don't think those shoes were ever meant to be worn.
No, they're not
They're
cute.
bad.
Yeah, I was never that. They're not cute. I'm a shoe person, and they're not cute. I don't care who made them. They're not cute. Oh, we all have more. Everyone's got more balls than Ken, but I mean, to sit there and wear that white little summer, it was sleeveless. It was showing her belly like it's the middle of freaking winter. Does nobody like her? I wouldn't let somebody leave my house looking like that. Like, if I wore that to go out on a date night in the middle of winter with my husband, he would be like, you wearing that? Did you want to order in and watch a movie? That's what my husband would say to me and be like, yeah, I'm not. Nope.
Unfortunate.
It is crazy. Notice the column she's standing in front of. Same as the one at the baby shower. Is it? I never noticed that. Is it?
I got a comment when it comes to that, and this is just my theory. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe that that's the house that's been purchased.
That
The
can.
Thanksgiving pictures are in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Raina let it slip on panel that Ken is in a house now. I just have a feeling that when she did that nonsense at the university in California, she took that money and bought a house with that money.
Yeah, I agree. I think she may have bought a house. I know she wanted to buy a house with Ryan when she first got out, but Christy was giving her problems and didn't want Ryan to have access to like money or property. And so they didn't want her to buy a house. I really believe she bought a house. I agree with that.
I really do believe that she bought a house and they're cohabitating in the house right now.
I believe that they are. I mean, can we prove it? No, but do we all know that they're living together? Hell yeah, come on, let's be real. They are absolutely living together. And you're having a family gathering during the holidays. Isn't Ron and Christie's house like itty bitty, like Barbie house?
Bless me.
It's
I
like a
sneezed.
small house.
Yeah, it's a tiny house. The white column house wasn't the inside of Christy's house.
Yeah, so I think they definitely bought a house. And Ken is living there until the troll gets off parole. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I really do. And I don't know if they bought, and I think that Raina almost let that slip. Like, I don't know if they bought the house or rent. How do you not know? I know
She
when
knows.
friends buy houses, forget my kids. You know what I mean? Like, we know when a friend buys or rents. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, you're his mom. How could you not know?
Right? Like,
I don't know everything what my children do in their private lives, but I know enough.
I know enough to know if they own a house all of a sudden. Yeah, that's crazy to me. And I wonder if it's not, maybe she didn't say anything because it's not his house, it's her house.
I don't know.
Maybe
I wonder
that,
if it's in an LLC.
I wonder. That I don't
I
know.
don't know if that's even possible. It just sounded really smart to
Yeah.
say.
It is, yes, you can absolutely. I have properties in LLCs. You absolutely can have houses in
Oh,
LLCs.
there you go. Yeah, because when Mike Stanfield was down there at the baby shower, they were at the bank together. Maybe there's something going on that way. I don't know. No telling.
I'm telling you, I really feel like he controls the quote unquote LLCs and the money. I really do. I feel like, you know what I mean? He may have his name on an LLC with her, and that's why they were at the bank together.
Do you think there's a conservatorship?
No, I
Nope.
really don't think so.
No, I think someone's figured that out, that there isn't one.
I think
Oh,
that they're just trying to hide the money trail. I really believe that they're trying to hide some kind of money trail. Now, I don't think she's, swimming in dough. I don't think she's loaded, but I think that she, you know what I mean? I think she has money and is trying to hide it. So I guess we'll see. Or can't have access to it, like those trusts that were supposedly put in her name, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Stanfield may have something to do with that. First of all, whose lawyer becomes their manager? What is the average? I mean, she's an average person. Let's be real. She is not in no way, shape, or form a celebrity. Okay, she does a trashy reality TV series that is now ended and they cut her off. So she's a has-been. She's not even B-list. She's not even F-list, okay?
Well, Bree
Why?
said on the live today that she was not going to do any more shows, movies, documentaries, or books. So everyone
Because
can just leave her alone now.
every lie she made, what can she do about it now?
Yeah, I
She
know.
saw what the internet did. We called her out on every single lie. She knows she can't get away with it. She can't.
Yep.
So good. Go hide under a rock. Stop being public. and let God have his way with you. I'm just saying, let karma come around. But I feel like she made far too much money. What is she going to do? Work? I mean, is
I
she
don't think she can do
really
anything.
get a job?
Well, what about the Petries and the Godejohns? Can't they do like a civil suit,
Yeah.
like what was done with the OJ case?
Yeah, absolutely they can. They sure can.
I'm not sure what the statute of limitation is on that. I've heard a couple of things, and Rogie spoke up on a live today, and his wife works in that lady's office, that attorney's office, but he made a big point to say, well, they can't do that. The statute of limitations is up, so pick another lawsuit. So I don't know. I don't know how
If
true that is.
you want a wrongful death,
Yeah, I don't know.
first of all, there's always a loophole, I can assure you. So I'm sure they can, but there's always a loophole. Any good lawyer would know how to go around that. And two, I mean, they can sue her for slander. I mean, where's the proof your mother had 1,000 by proxy? Where's the proof of any of this? Slander is a big one.
Mhm.
She has enough money to last a long time? No, she doesn't. No, I really don't believe she does.
Not the way she spends it.
Yeah, I really don't believe she has that kind of money. I mean, at max, I would think that altogether maybe $2 million, and that's really not a lot of money at all. Not when you don't have a job and you have nothing to replenish it when it leaves. No, she would need to make some really good investments, and I don't see her being that smart. She
I'm
doesn't
just
get a
curious.
million every show. She doesn't get a million every show.
No.
No.
I'm just curious to see what she's going to do now. Lifetime, I'm sure, is not going to do another season. So
Right.
what are you going to do?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Ken can't hold down a job, and a bartender only makes so much money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what jobs look like in Louisiana in that area, but you know what I mean? We're struggling everywhere, and she doesn't have enough money to hold them for that long.
I think the only way he would make that kind of money as a bartender is he was a quote unquote professional in Vegas.
I mean, you would have to work on at like a seriously good 5-star bar, some kind of like restaurant, or you know what I mean? I don't see a bartender making that kind of crazy money.
I don't think he's bartending. And a lot of people think he's working at a casino. He can't work at a casino. You can, even here in the state of Florida, if you have charges or a record, you cannot work.
A casino actually would be pretty decent money, but you're right. You can't work in a casino if you have charges. That I do know. I don't know, but was she influencing again? Talking about her outfit of the day again? Did she do that again? Did she do the whole "I got
Oh
this outfit"?
yeah.
So we're
Yeah,
gonna go back
from
on
Target.
that. We're gonna try and influence people in the dead of winter to wear a cute little white, skirty summer outfit in the dead of winter from Target. Already she's screwing it up again. Like apparently she can't do nothing right. My sister made great money bartending, but to be able to keep up a house and a family, I mean, I guess it's possible. I bartended when I was younger, but I didn't make that kind of money.
Not on a daily night basis.
Yeah. Ken has charges. I think he has drug charges, doesn't he?
Yeah, in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's paid his tickets, but I know he had open charges for unpaid tickets. So if he hasn't paid them, he's driving under a suspended license in another state.
So what kind of charge was the drug charge? Was it like a misdemeanor or
I think
was
it
it an
was
actual?
I think it was paraphernalia and
So nothing crazy, right? Because I was going to
yeah,
say,
I don't remember. It was here in Florida.
I was wondering how was she on parole with him if he's got drug charges? And fines, outstanding fines for it?
He had outstanding unpaid tickets. I don't know if she paid them, but at the time that it came out, he was driving. That was when he drove up to the Blanche.
Who just said that? Joanna 77 just said that it was a criminal charge and the bond was $2,000. So doesn't that mean, how is she able to be around him then if he's got criminal charges and she's on parole?
She has to be paying off law enforcement. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, they are letting that slide, and I don't know why.
And you know, at the end of the day, it makes Louisiana's judicial system look really bad.
It really does. Absolutely, it really does.
She's gotten away with so much that it's just beyond me.
Yeah. I don't know why they keep letting her get away with a lot of nonsense. I mean, how is a convicted murderer out on parole allowed to be around someone drunk? Like, as far as I know, she can be in an establishment with beer around people drinking as long as it's not an actual bar where they only, you know what I mean? But that's crazy to me. You're allowed to drunk people? You're allowed to sit and drink with people, but you can't drink. But we're to believe you've never picked up a drink. Like, come on. That's just crazy. And I don't know how they let that slide. I mean, she was not, I don't know how they let any of this slide. She's still serving her sentence. And I don't feel like they should allow her to get pregnant and have a baby if she's still serving her sentence. What she does after parole is her own business. But how are you still on parole? Technically, you're still a prisoner. You're still serving your sentence. How the hell are you allowed to have a baby all of a sudden and do all this nonsense?
You know, my neighbor's son, he's on parole, and his father died about a year ago, and he wasn't allowed to go to the funeral. His parole officer denied it. You know, there's people out here that are on parole that have to work. They have to prove that they're working. They can't travel. I just don't understand what makes Louisiana so special and so above the law.
Is it Louisiana or is it just Gypsy Rose?
Well, you know, the states are backing her up, whether it be Missouri, whether it be Louisiana. The justice system for that state is allowing it.
Yeah, that's just crazy. That's crazy to me. I don't know how they let that happen. I don't know why Cherokee Girl that she is allowed on the internet when her crime was planned and pretty much almost implemented online. I don't know. I don't know how that's a thing. I don't know why she's allowed to deep dive into Rod's family tree. Oh, do a deep dive into Rod's family tree. Bet you will find an answer as to why she gets it easy. Oh, who's Rod's family? I have not checked into Texas birth certificate or birth record. I don't know where she had that baby, but I do not believe that baby was born in December. I really believe that she had that baby in November when she was supposed to be in Florida. She was out buying a house and having a baby. Because did we see any real evidence that she was in Florida during Thanksgiving? Like, why was she not? Wasn't the cousin posting pictures of the family Thanksgiving and she wasn't in it? She wasn't in the family picture?
Yeah.
Well, the pictures that they took were from West Palm Beach.
So, what is that where his family is?
Is in Palm Beach? Yes, West Palm Beach, the Palm Beach area.
But does that mean that they were there
Exactly.
Thanksgiving? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying they weren't there. I'm just saying I don't think they were there during Thanksgiving.
Do we know the dates that they were supposed to be there? Like, I know Thanksgiving, but like the dates around those picture times?
I think it was for a week, the week following Thanksgiving.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
I'll
the week
I'll
of
pull the
Thanksgiving.
weather reports.
Somebody showed a picture. I guess they were, I don't know if they were at Disney or one of those theme parks, and they took a picture in front of, I don't know, a tree, or where there was a tree during Thanksgiving, but they didn't have a tree in the background when they showed the picture. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I really don't believe that they were there during Thanksgiving. Thank you, Cherokee Girl. I really don't believe that they were there during Thanksgiving. I think that they were here having the baby. I really do. And I feel like the whole 28th and the 16th, like those dates might be correct as far as the number, but not the month.
Was it around the time of the baby moon? Remember the baby moon pictures where they were on a so-called baby honeymoon?
When was that baby moon?
Pam might know because I know Nina's the one that posted it.
I'll have to go back through her videos and try to find it because yeah, I remember that. I know it was prior to Thanksgiving.
And that goes to show you how relevant Ryan was.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was with Ken this whole time.
There's nobody going to tell me that she wasn't with Ken since the moment she got out. And again, how are you sitting there filming that, you guys are finally together, you're in a relationship, and then, not long after you're filming for Lifetime that you got pregnant during Jazz Fest. Meanwhile, that was all done before Jazz Fest even happened.
Yep.
So none of that makes sense to me. With the creepy heart hot tub, yes, digital. The creepy heart hot tub. Well, that was after Thanksgiving, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I can't remember either, but it just so happens that came up at Thanksgiving house. It's just too coincidental.
Yeah. And I believe that she's been, because I got messages from people a while ago saying that she was living in Metairie. And I'm like, where the hell is Metairie? Didn't make any sense. Like, how sometimes people just send you nonsense. But it all makes sense now. So it means that they've been there for a hot minute. And so I feel like, well, everyone thought that they were in Florida for Thanksgiving. They were buying their house and having their baby and getting that house ready for that baby to come home.
I agree.
So
Yeah, because usually she does her lives from Christy's house, and she does all of that at Christy's house.
Yeah, she usually does them from the bathroom in Christy's house. And so I don't know. I just think it's funny that she gets away with this stuff. I don't know. And I really do believe that Raina said some stuff she wasn't supposed to say. I think she was supposed to be there for damage control, but caused a little bit more problems than she was supposed to. She talked too much.
No, I agree.
Stay No to Clown said she never even showed a nursery. Yeah, because the nursery's in the new house and she's not supposed to be there. There is no nursery.
Yeah, and Raina even let it slip that she was there for a whole week at Ken's house, assisting them with the baby. But I thought she could only be with Ken 2 days out of the week.
Right. And now I could see that Parole let Ken stay at Christy's house for a week where she lives. But I don't see Parole letting her go stay with Ken for a whole week because she has a home. Let her stay there with the baby.
Yeah, in another county too, because Metarie's in another county.
Yeah. I think I don't know how true that is. I feel like, why would she not? I mean, Ken should just have been allowed to go by Christie's for the week. But instead, you let her go off with no supervision for a week at her own house. It's just crazy to me. They're letting her get away with it a little bit too much. So I don't know. That's just wild to me. But again, it can't even be his house because you mean to tell me He's got money to pay for a house.
Oh, Ivory, girl mom era is asking, how do I pay for a membership? She can't figure it out. SOS.
Oh goodness. I have no idea, to be honest. You'd have to ask Cherokee Girl. She just bought a membership. So Cherokee Girl, if you can tell Girl Mom Era how, I really don't know. I don't know. That I don't know. So Cherokee Girl, yeah, if you can get with Girl Mom Era and tell her how, please. That's so bad. I have no idea, guys. This is all so new to me.
Yeah, Miss Ivory just figured out StreamYard a few weeks ago, so let's give her some grace, y'all.
Hey, listen, I just got it here so you all can hear me, and that's new. So, I mean, I'm getting there. You know, a little bit at a time here. I'm no morbid, okay? Not even close.
I think we're doing a great job.
Wait,
I think
Ivory,
so,
you also
too.
get 5 free memberships a month to give away to your channel. How do you really? How? I didn't know that. Do I really? How do I get them? How do I?
Well, I can tell you, don't push the X button because you'll get yeeted.
Look
No.
at the money square.
The money square? There's a money square?
Yeah, Cherokee Girl says, see the money square.
How do I do the membership thing? I have no idea how to do that whole membership thing, guys. That is all. Yeah, I got nothing. Listen, I'm gonna need write down all your questions and I'll email Morbid, and maybe when he's got time, he'll teach me. I am not gonna lie. When Morbid was over on TikTok, I was like, oh, thank goodness. I felt so good about myself because I'm like, yeah, he's fumbling. He's got no idea. I'm like, that was totally me on YouTube. So it was like, it made me feel good about myself that, he's not perfect everywhere. He's just perfect on YouTube.
Okay, down in the chat, they're sounding like we all did when we were trying to figure out StreamYard.
Right? See, guys,
Yeah.
it isn't so. Look at you all trying to figure it out with us.
It's so fun. Oh, you have a new member.
Oh, thank you, Diane.
Yay, thank you.
That's so funny.
Now, how'd you do it?
I just learned how to see when somebody does that. I didn't realize I had a whole thing. Like if I click over that I can see. So I don't know who did it yesterday, but I missed it. And I didn't thank you because I didn't see it until I closed it out and went back and looked at my little messages, and I saw that they did it during the live. So
I didn't even know that YouTube did lives until Nina told me about Morbid, like over the summer. Like it was in the spring, but I didn't even know. Like I didn't watch YouTubes for anything other than hair for my girls. Like I didn't even watch. I never really watched anything, and I put some of my old videos on my YouTube, like when I opened a YouTube account, just so that I could have them over there. And but yeah, I didn't know anything about YouTube at all. So yeah, I was just like I was just dumbfounded trying to figure out with Morbid's lives, and then I was like, oh, people can do lives, and then I started kind of paying attention, but I don't know how any of it works.
Oh, Pink Cloud said, I did StreamYard for 5 years. I'd be happy to teach you at Ivory Rose Knows. Yes, please, because I am an idiot when it comes to StreamYard that I literally just worked out how to get everybody to hear me.
Thank you, Cherokee Girl. She just gifted another membership.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cherokee Girl. But yeah, I am so confused when it comes to this. It's not my, it's not my thing, but I'm trying here. I'm trying. If y'all can hear me, I'm doing good. So. Oh, Tina, you sent me a message on TikTok. They were going at Tina so hard in my comments today on TikTok, like really hard, but I could not write you back in messages on TikTok. But they were going so hard. I was like, oh my goodness. And poor Allie, I don't know if Allie's in here, but Allie was getting hit. These people are mean and cruel and just not smart. But they are, has anybody noticed they're coming really hard?
Distraction.
Oh,
Yeah, they were all up on Morbid's panel last night. It's like either Bree was sleeping off of her marathon of lives, and they had nothing to do because they were all up in his panel.
They were bragging about it today. Jeanette was like, yeah, I almost went up on his panel. He wouldn't have had her up there.
Oh, I would have loved to see that. So, what is up with cats and crochet, guys? What was that all about? I was like, there were so many people up there, but I'm like, come on, Morbid Man, put me in, let me at her, because I was like, what, you really are sitting up here trying to make us believe that you are your daughter and that you're dead?
Could have been Andrew.
That to
He
me,
does a good cats and crochet imitation. I got to give him that. He does a
Yes,
good
he
one.
does.
does he really?
Yeah, he does one.
He does.
It's pretty funny.
That's who I thought it was in the beginning, was Andrew.
No, it's definitely her. And then when she said that she was 23, I'm like, that sounded like my grandmother, and I'm super old. So come on now. Like,
So
that
it's
person
not
on the
just
phone was
me.
like 70.
You all believe that was her too.
Oh,
I
100%.
do. I believe it was her.
100%. There's no way it wasn't.
I believe it
So,
was her, and mental illness really is a real thing.
um,
And
yes,
she needs some help. She really does.
yeah, it was actually like, I was like, is this really happening? Like, are we a bunch of adults getting on a panel talking about, no, trust me, I'm dead? I was like, wow, I don't even know what to say. You need attention so bad. You get to the point where you have to pretend you died so people can what, validate you? It makes no sense to me. It was just like, that was crazy.
It was almost as good as the Andrew Gurgle, I will say.
Oh,
Oh
I was,
yes.
oh gosh.
The
People
Andrew
do
Gurgle was everything.
That was perfection. Total perfection.
what gets you so desperate that you have to do? I can't imagine. First of all, if I was on a live, I'm one of those people that if somebody actually did come in and shoot me, I am sure hitting that X button before I'm dead, because I will not let it happen online. That's embarrassing to go through all that. You know what I mean? Like, no,
Yeah.
come on, you're gonna pretend. Did he shoot himself? Was he actually wounded?
No,
No.
Oh,
he never went to the ER. He never did anything.
so he the whole thing was a fake. I heard that.
The whole thing was a fake. Yeah, he didn't do anything. And
I
he
mean,
even said so later. Like, he said so. He was doing like these random videos on YouTube, and on TikTok, and he was yelling about everything, and he was like, "So I didn't. So what?" And then he delete them. You know what I mean?
The scary
wow.
part is he works in the medical field.
What? Yeah, kind of.
Stop.
Yeah, I think he's like, I don't know what he does there, but
X-ray tech or something like that.
he's always, whenever he did the videos, he was always shooting from like a supply room, like where they keep the urinals and that's where he was videoing from. So, I mean, he could be in housekeeping for all we know. We really don't know.
Still, you're around people who
Yeah.
are, that's crazy. Darlene just asked if Cats and Crochet the same person as Dreamer. No.
No.
So Cats and Crochet is pretending to be her daughter, telling everybody that she's dead.
Yeah, her
So
daughter Serena, who's also named Catherine, who's also called Cat.
that's Serenity, right?
I mean, supposedly you just lost your mom. What would possess you to reach out to Morbid?
Yeah, it's weird.
If
To
your
take
mother,
the time out to reach out to Morbid, shouldn't you be planning a funeral or grieving or something to that
that's what
effect?
I was thinking last night. Like, if your mother just died a week ago, why are you on here fighting with people on a YouTube panel about nonsense? Not even that, but if you're trying to prove to us that the woman's dead, right? But you don't want to show us proof. Well,
Yeah.
you can't prove to us without proof. The proof is the obituary or anything, and you don't want to show that. So why are you even up here arguing the nonsense?
I think at this point, with how easy it is to doctor everything up, I think we just need to see like body shots. You know what I mean? Like let's just see the picture of the funeral and the casket and whatever. That's what I would need for proof at this point for most of these people.
Wasn't it Hello Starlight that was asking her for the obituary?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And she was like, I'm not going to give you the obituary. Okay, so you want to prove it to us without proof. And then what
Hey
she
guys,
did, behaving. Hey,
There you go, Box.
how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Good.
good.
How are
Good.
you? How are you?
I'm all right. I'm just like a little alert and stuff. I've just had stuff going on in my
You okay?
personal life. I don't want to. Oh yeah, I'm fine. I just don't want to get too much into the details of it because it's a rather like hard situation. And I just at the moment I don't wish to disclose that. I
That's
probably
okay.
will.
If you
Yeah.
need
Okay.
anybody though, make sure you reach out to somebody.
I
Okay.
was going to say the
Oh,
same
I
thing.
will. I will.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You're not
But I do
alone.
want to. But I do want to say I absolutely agree with you guys in the fact that like if you yourself or you have some or know someone that's ending themselves, you don't just come out and just like pull a stunt like that. Usually whenever a situation like that happens, someone uses it like maybe they explain to someone as like a why I haven't been here for in a while kind of thing, or maybe someone's just, giving someone to say like, hey, tell the group my, my hellos and stuff like that, but I'm gonna be gone for a while because somebody I know ended themselves, stuff like that. That's usually how situations like that goes, not like, oh, someone's literally passed away, feel bad for them.
yes. Yep. I agree with you. I
100%.
agree with you.
And it's a hard situation because, like, usually when it comes to these kinds of things, I'm kind of on a fence about it because it's like, I don't want to just outright dismiss it because it could be true, but there's a lot of times where people take advantage of it and it's like, okay, this is not true. So my pessimism now holds weight, like full, like the jug is full on my pessimism scale.
Yep.
But so that's another reason I just find it disgusting.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
Well, the fact that she was trying to say she was 23 with that voice. What?
No, like that was the funniest part to me because the the thing is that if you're gonna do something like that, I don't recommend doing it at all. But if you're
Right.
gonna do it, at least put effort into it. She was still using that same cunt southern accent that she always uses. Like she was
Yeah.
still using her exact same voice but pretending she was her own daughter and was 23. I'm like, you're using the exact same voice.
Right. Not even that, but Katz was in her 60s, right? That's what they said. That's
Yes,
what you said.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
So you were
Okay.
I,
Do
I
I
believe
sound like
that's what.
that? Do I sound that
Yeah.
old? I need to know now because am I just not hearing my own voice? Do I sound that old?
No.
Okay, thank you because I'm sitting here going, I'm like going to be 54. Do I sound like an elderly person?
It's
No.
just it's just the fact that you were that means I mean, does she really have kids in their 20s? Because
It really reminded me of the Andrew Calf shooting situation.
poor
'Cause I
guy,
was
Girl.
there that day too on the live. Like
Oh,
it
yeah, I was
was
there.
wild.
It was
I
everything.
had to watch the replay of that. But what was the story after the fact? What did he state the story was? I
Which
never
one? There were so many.
He basically came up with there was yeah, like she said, which one. If you do want to know more about it, Hello Starlight has like her channel has all the information you need. But he tries to at one point he pretends to be his mom and tries to play it off like, he's dying or
Can
he's,
you do the mom voice?
seeking medical attention.
Code
with the
Box,
with
can you
the
do the mom
English
voice?
accent.
I
With the
can't do it like because he tried to first of all he tried to make his mom sound Russian.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Why?
That and yeah, it was really bad. And then and then afterwards he just resorts to getting like he makes videos as like responses to it. Like the story just kept changing over and over. Like there was one where he's crying and then one where he's angry and he's cussing everyone out, and it was a whole mess.
Hey, Code, is he in the medical field?
I don't think so. I don't ever really think they confirmed that's what his job was, unless that was a detail that went over my head and I don't know about, but I don't think he is.
Yeah, the only thing that ever even looked like he was in the medical field was he wore the scrubs and he did those videos from that utility room
Yeah.
in whatever facility he was in, which means he could be in housekeeping, but still he has access to
And this
medication.
all started, what makes it funny is that this all started just because we were making jabs about him shitting in the
Yeah.
panel.
Yep.
You don't want people to make fun of you. Don't do stupid stuff like that. Just saying.
It wasn't even we were making fun of him. We were just making jokes. And he took offense to it because this is why I nicknamed him Gyp Drew, because he's just like Gypsy in the fact that he likes attention only when the attention is on him and the attention's positive.
Right.
Yeah.
And that sucks because that video he did mimicking cats and crochet, it was genuinely a funny video. So it's really weird. Like, yeah, but if you do want the full detail, I recommend watching it on Hello Starlight's channel.
Yeah, I have to go check that out because
Yeah, it was a whole evolution of the truth. Like it just kept evolving, and then old parts would drop off, new parts would come on until it was a completely different story at the end than what actually happened. It was so weird.
Yeah, you know what? One day I'm going to get into another account, a different YouTube account, and you see, I can't even do that. I don't even want to play games, but I'm going to go in there and be like, "Yep, Ivory Rose dropped dead, and I'm her daughter. Sure am. That was me. There's that." Just to be a wise ass, because apparently all these people find Morbid. Poor Morbid, man.
Well, you have to use your same account because that's what they all do. I mean, Andrew's mom even called from Andrew's cell phone while Andrew was in the ER.
Stop
And his mom,
it.
I'm not even joking.
Yes, he did that
remember
to Starlight.
Yeah, and then and Cats and Crochet, she's using her mom's YouTube account. Like, what is happening?
So
And her mom's cell phone.
daughter is using.
Yeah, she came in on Cats and Crochet's account and said she was her daughter.
Her own account pretending to be her daughter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and using her cell phone too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Andrew did the same thing. He's calling people from his cell phone pretending to be his mother.
Yes. Yes, 100%. And the funny thing was when she kept going, okay, who am I speaking with now? Who am I speaking with?
This is Andrew's mom.
Andrew's mom is here.
I don't know you.
His mom is here. I finally remembered how to do the voice.
It's so good.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she was apparently Russian. It was very odd.
That's cool. Oh my god.
Andrew started
And he still had the same inflections as his normal voice, which just made it even more obvious he was faking, other than the fact that his mom had a Russian accent. But he still had the same inflection.
And these people, like Andrew went and showed his face again online after that. Like, how do you show your face again after doing something like that?
Oh, he did it the next day. Like he was on his TikTok just going bananas.
Oh yeah, he's made videos on a lot of people on the channel. He's did one on me. I know he's did one on a couple of other ones too.
Becca.
So did he ever admit to selling with a lie?
You know what was funny was the day after he shot himself, and he's supposedly in the hospital recovering. Morbid did a live, and they caught him. Everybody on panel caught him on a TikTok live. It was hilarious.
Yeah, we all caught. Yeah, they caught him on a TikTok live.
Yeah, I was watching
the thing with Andrew is that he has very much a love-hate, where he supposedly hates all of us, but he still goes out of his way to watch Morbid's channel and is constantly making things responding to one of the panel members.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And he's also in
Dreamer.
the chat. He's in the chat a lot.
So he admitted it was all a lie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he
eventually.
literally admitted it. Yeah, he admitted it that it
It
was a
took a
lie.
minute. It did take a minute, but he did eventually. Yeah.
He
And
said
he
he was
never
off his meds.
apologized either. He never
And
apologized
instead of
either.
apologizing and going where he wants to be, obviously he made it a point because he wanted attention from those people. So instead of apologizing, being like, look, I don't know what happened. He's going to go now and attack everybody who was on the panel for not believing his lie that he admits was a lie.
But
He was-
here's the thing: is everybody did. I mean, okay, a few people were like, okay, this doesn't feel right. But everybody actually, he heard us trying to get his address to call 911 to try to locate him. He knew police were coming. He knew it, and he still continued. Matter of fact, the gurgle continued.
And I remember that the police did show up to his house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple of like we all were even looking up, his information. Like I remember I looked up what part of Ohio he lived in, and like it was
Didn't
Yeah.
the cops also go to somebody else's house too?
Yes.
Yeah, they did. They went to a neighbor's house, I think. I forgot what it. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
But he was present knowing this was all going on, and then still got on and bashed everybody for not caring about him. But literally, I can't even tell you how many 911 calls were made.
He
It was
even
a
went on
lot.
Dreamers. He went on Dreamers Live too.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Yeah,
It was
that
all
was
over
when
the
he was
place.
on Dreamers. That was when he was on Dreamers. So, and not only that, he went back on Morbid's panel, and he randomly just started shouting and getting very angry at everyone in the panel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
he's-
crazy.
Yeah, and the
he's
way
a
he
whole
was
lot of
talking to the
something.
girl, the way he was talking to the females on the panel was so inappropriate. And I don't mean like inappropriate as in like gross. I mean inappropriate as in like disrespectful.
Wow. Wow. Morbid really finds the winners.
I think they
Morbid's had
find
a
him.
rough week.
I'm telling you, he sure has. That's so funny. And now Cat's
Like the other day when Ken showed up on Morbid's Live and him and Nina got into it. That's how angry Andrew was when he came up.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, Apple's right about that too. Yeah.
Wait, he was jumping around with his pee-pee doing the helicopter. What?
Yeah.
Yes, he was doing that. It's just that Morbid didn't show it because it was inappropriate.
Stop it.
No, it was
But-
going
but
on in the back chat. It was in
It
the
was
back
in the
chat.
back chat.
In the back chat could see it, like all of us in the back panel could see it. It's just nobody in the chat could.
Yeah.
He was doing sexual things in the background.
Wow.
Yeah, only people in the back chat got to see it.
Oh my gosh.
Too many to like more than anyone should have.
Wow. I don't even know what to say.
I closed my eyes for most of it. I'm like, look, I'm bisexual, but come on, that there's a time and place for things like that.
Right. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. And then you got Serenity, who can never go online again as Cats and Crochet because she's dead.
Yep.
So she's just gonna, because wasn't she in lives all over TikTok? So you're just gonna what? Go in these lives and pretend to be your daughter? What?
Yep.
I feel like that's an awful lot of work to keep a lie going now for the rest of your life because you're dead.
Didn't you die? Yeah, I did.
Oh, and she doesn't own cats. She owns dogs.
Yeah.
So
So that's
he's-
a difference.
Yeah, Apple's also right in the chat too. Also, hey Apple, how are you doing? She also says that Andrew was then he was twerking nude. Yeah, he did that too.
On the countertop, or he was humping the countertop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And he did it all for attention. He was doing it all to get everyone's attention.
Who is there something wrong with me that I don't want attention like that? Like, who wants that kind of attention? Like, how, it's actually sad because How how sad is it that you have that kind of need for attention? Like, what has gone so wrong in someone's life that they need attention so bad that they're willing to do something like that?
I have
That's
no idea, but like people here are just so desperate. It makes me like, even if I was desperate, I would never like, I would have the self decency to not do that
yeah,
because it's not just an attention thing. It's a self respect thing.
yeah,
It's so
yeah,
disrespectful too, because the majority of the panel that night were women in the back chat.
Yeah,
yeah. That's oh my gosh.
and yeah, and he did that in front of a lot of women. That's the thing too.
And he thinks that's cute. That's so crazy to me. Wow, that's I don't even know
And
what
he
to
still had and he still watches the panel, and he still like he has a love hate, like he'll talk about, like one moment he'll hate us, the next moment he likes us.
wow. Wow, that's crazy. You obviously he likes you guys, and that's where he feels like that's where he wants to be, but he's ruined it. But it's simple. Sometimes though, just apologize. Admit you're wrong. I got
And
problems.
he's also, well, he's jumped sides too. At one point he was on Dreamer's side, going up on the panel talking shit about everyone on Morbid's panel.
Oh geez. Just
And then
okay.
then he switched sides on Gypsy, where he used to come up on the panel with us and hate Gypsy, but then right when that incident happened and he pulled that like right when he pulled that stunt, all of a sudden he's a Gypsy supporter.
Oh, of course. Don't you love how they flip flop like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And now I think he said he's neutral on Gypsy, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I think that's what he said. Isn't that right, Apple? Didn't he say last time he was neutral
So
against Gypsy?
what does neutral on Gypsy look like? Either you think she was abused and her story's true, or you don't. You know
I
what I
have
mean?
no idea.
What does a neutral Gypsy person look like?
I think it's just hoping somebody will let him land wherever he
Yeah,
can.
I've seen people do that before. It's like I believe whatever you do if you let me in your little
100%.
thing. Yeah, and then poor misbehaving. I don't know how she kept her cool yesterday with Cats and Serenity, whatever the hell the chick's name is, whoever it is. I don't know. I give her a lot of respect. I don't know how she kept her cool with her yesterday. She was doxing her and everything. Like that was what are these people trying to get at? Like, what are you
And
trying to
it's
do?
also like I noticed a commonality too. All these people have like anger problems. Gypsy, Ken, Andrew,
Yeah,
Cats. They all seem to have anger problems.
yeah, for real. Oh, that's
I'd
right.
be pretty angry too if I was that crazy.
Yeah,
I think I would be really upset.
yeah. Don't even get me started on Ken's. What the hell is his problem? Listen, it ain't our fault that you decided to not do your homework before you jumped in bed with a murderer, man. That's all on you. Don't think
Like the way I see it, he had a baby by a murderer. That's all you need to know about his character.
exactly. Exactly. We
That
still
and the
don't
fact
know.
that he also, and you mentioned it at one point, because I love watching your videos too, Ivory. You mentioned it at one point too, where he stole another man's wife. That also shows his character too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then you're really mad now because people are calling you out and telling you what they really think. And you're sounding a little cranky there, Ken, but I mean, for real.
Did
What do
he
you
get his teeth done?
I hope so. Either that or he was drunk and he was slurring because I don't know what that lisp is. But if one more
I don't know. I saw a TikTok where someone was saying that he got his teeth done.
I don't know, but I feel
He
like
was
how
lisping hard.
are going to get cosmetic surgery all on the blood money is makes me so angry. Like you're all are, you know what I mean?
And when you look at it too, regardless if Ken has a job or not, which I don't think he has one, but even if he does, he still is along for the ride, and he still mooches off of Gypsy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And again, you don't like the heat that you're getting for it, but that was your decision. Every single one of them made a decision that landed them where they are today. So don't get mad
The
at
thing
everybody
that
else.
makes no sense to me is the fact that they're. Oh, I'm sorry, Ivory. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm finished. Go ahead.
I was going to say the thing that makes absolutely no sense to me is that they go on places like Bree's Lives or in Ken's case Morbids, and then constantly talk about how content creators are creating fake drama, fake news, like they're tired of yes, there are some instances where, rumors that are spread are just, just gossip and nothing else. But my issue with that is, even if it's just mindless gossip and you don't like it, you can just leave the internet. That's your solution. Just leave the internet and just don't even, or if you're on the internet, just don't really pay attention to it, because they care more about coming up here to prove that they're not this or that than they do actually having their own lives and focusing on things that should be more important. But instead, Ken's too busy focusing more on, like in the beginning it was about him being gay, and then here it's about rumors about Gypsy, and it's just like, okay, if you know they're not true, then why go out of your way to, why put so much time in your life focusing on it when you can just get off the internet? It makes no sense.
Exactly. And again, they made their lives public. They did that. And people are going to comment on it. And if you don't like it, get the hell out of Dodge. Get off the internet.
Exactly. They wanted to
Why?
be
Yeah, that's like if everyone on here or Morbid's Live made videos on me. Well, I can just simply choose not to engage with it and just move on with my life.
Right. I agree.
How I choose to react to it is my choice. Nobody else is making me. It's me that's doing it.
Yeah. They put a lot of effort and time into hopping in lives and going undercover accounts. And they got to spend hours a day trolling people, watching live. It's just wild to me.
exactly,
And
and
it's
they're
also
so
weird how you don't know this specific drama, but you have enough, like they'll sit there and say, well, I'm so busy in my normal life, but you somehow know about the drama well enough to articulate specific, like how, like, thoroughly specific things said about you, or this specific drama, or when this or these specific rumors, like, that these things are happening and they're actually pretty current. So like, but yet you're supposedly busy with life.
Yeah. Yep.
exactly, and they're so angry all the time. But you know what? That's what you get. You want to be a celebrity? That's the life of a celebrity.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You wanted all this publicity. Now, let's be real. What was Christy doing while Gypsy was in prison for 8.5 years? She was working to make her famous. She was trying to get the book deals and trying to get the interviews and the movie deals. Christy and Gypsy were working for 8.5 years to make money off of this story, to become famous, to become public figures. She gets out of prison and they do it. Look what happens. They have these interviews, they're coming out, she's well known, job well done. The problem was they were not expecting the narrative not to be their own. They were not expecting people not to just run with their story. So
Well,
again, you made a choice to make yourself public. You did
yeah,
that. You just were expecting the public to agree with you and not have an opinion.
yeah, and here's this too. You know, they bash everybody all the time. Well, they're putting out false this and they're horrible people. Like the way he got up there and, you know, cursed about Nina, cursed about Pink. Even if that were all true and these were all horrible creators, Gypsy's still a murderer. And that's who you guys are aligning yourself with over there. You know, Ken and Christy and all them. Those are the people that are co-signing to her being a murderer and thinking it's great. But matter of fact, Christy and Rod even said, you know, yeah, Dee Dee deserved it. So they can say whatever they want about anybody else, but the bottom line is they're still the worst people.
Yeah,
There's
and
nothing
whenever
any
Ken was
creator's
asked
done.
about it too, he couldn't even give a straight answer as to whether if Dee Dee deserved it or not. He just said, "Oh, well, I'm glad Gypsy shared her story." He didn't even give an answer to it other than he's just glad she. So he absolutely thinks Dee Dee deserves it too.
First
Oh,
of
I'm
all,
sure.
everyone associated with Gypsy Rose has lost all ability to have an opinion of their own. They lost all ability to just make a decision, have an opinion, and state it. Because now it's got to be Gypsy's way or the highway. And so no
Mhm.
one is ever going to give an opinion other than what Gypsy wants them to say. That being said, nothing made me see Ken's true colors and see what kind of person he is than when he went after Pink the other night in Morbid's Live. When he was sitting there thinking it was funny about the whole bookstore and the whole like getting Pink kicked out, that showed me who he truly was, because at the end of the day, Dee Dee's dead. And it doesn't matter who did it or what, but that woman is dead, and they were there for a vigil for her, and nobody can justify or excuse murder. And you just showed you had no heart, no emotion. Like, you should have said
Yeah.
something nice. That's what the public is expecting from you people.
Excuse
Yeah.
me,
You
Ivory.
can tell it was also obvious too he was coached through a lot of it, because the times where he went out where he went off the live after being asked a question because he supposedly lost connection, which he didn't. He was getting fed information, and I do believe Gypsy was there like right beside him the entire time, because I think he admitted at one point too during um I've at one point where during one of his other previous like when he was on Morbid's panel in the past, Gypsy was sitting right there next to him.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as he started saying and talking to Pink Pony the way he was, talking about her the way he was, I'm like, he's officially become a Blanchard. He just has.
That showed his true character. Yeah, that
Yeah.
showed
It
how
did, yes. No, and the thing that, yeah, he officially became a Blanchard. Like he proved that he proved when he during that exchange, he literally proved that him and Gypsy deserve each other, because the fact that he was able to sit there and he was like, he enjoyed it. He had like, and it just came out of nowhere. He's like, hey, I enjoyed this. It was so, scrumptious to watch. Like, first of all, what kind of grown man says scrumptious?
what
Seriously?
self-respected grown-ass man uses that
What
word.
the hell was that?
Not
That
even
was
that,
funny.
but I mean, it was just so disgusting. It really got me. It was so disgusting.
You know what got me was Raina, because wanting to read that book that you haven't read to your granddaughter, that is ridiculous.
You guys should see Nina's video, and as a response to Ken and Raina coming up on Morbid's panel, I think Nina does a really good video explaining the whole thing.
Is it on YouTube or TikTok?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Nina posted a video about it on YouTube. You should watch Nina's video where she talks about Ken and Raina coming up on Morbid's panel.
Oh, I have to watch that. I didn't see that.
Nina's video is really good.
Yeah, I mean, they came up there for damage control. She was trying to, get her son back in good graces, because Raina knew that the second Ken went off and said what he said, that there was no respect there anymore. Any respect, if people had any respect for him, it was gone at that moment when he started acting like that.
I'm sure Raina got an
Yeah.
earful the next day.
And the thing is, Raina knows that, she knows about Gypsy, and She agrees that Nick should have justice, where Ken is the opposite.
Yeah.
You don't need this.
Yeah. I just, these people don't they? I just don't understand how they don't realize the public wants to see some kind of where someone is telling Gypsy she was wrong for what she did. Nobody will stand up to Gypsy, and nobody will stand up to Gypsy and tell her what she did was wrong. Now we already saw the interviews where Rod and Christy were like, "No, I'm never going to tell her what she did was wrong." Ken, when asked, won't say that what she did was wrong. Don't you understand that murder is wrong and the public wants to hear you all say it?
I'm gonna go like this with these.
I really do hope the Petries get to see the baby, though.
I do too. Now that being said, in all honesty, do I think they have a right to that baby? If I'm just be honest with you, completely honest, no. They don't have a right to see that baby. That baby, there is no right to that baby. You know what I mean? It's kind of like whoever the parents feel.
Yeah, the baby's not a property.
Right. That being said, it would be a respectable thing to do, an honorable thing to do, to make sure that that child knows its blood roots from that side of the family.
Exactly.
And, that
Oh,
thing,
and it's also telling too when Ken was asked a question, then he said that, we're gonna do our best, I'm gonna do my best as a dad, and Gypsy's gonna do her best as a mom. When she was asked, like, what if the child grows up and learns about this story and situation, Ken was gonna say he's gonna tell the baby the truth based on what actually happened, and considering what he thinks actually happened, that essentially means that they're going to essentially end up telling a baby their version of the story and not what actually happened. And that right there to me is like awful for that child.
either way you look at it, no matter what version of the story that child gets, the part of the story that cannot change is that your mother killed your grandmother. How you want to button that up and how you want to soften that up and fluff it up doesn't really matter. The fact is, you are going to have to sit your child down one day and say, your mother killed your grandmother. And then as a parent, you have to make sure you instill into that child how murder is wrong. How can you do that when you yourself don't believe that what you did was wrong, and everybody in that family that surrounds you justifies and says it wasn't wrong and would never tell you that it was wrong? How are you going to tell your child murder is wrong?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do? Isolate the child and not let her go to school? I mean, I really feel bad for the baby. She's got a long, hard life ahead of her. And the internet stays around forever. Somehow, some way, she will find out. So what are they going to do? Homeschool the kid? I mean, I don't know.
Even if she gets homeschooled, that's not going to keep her from knowing the truth.
Well, no, I'm not saying that's not going to keep her from knowing the truth, but the child is not going to have, to me, I see a real good life in a way, because the poor kid can't go out there without somebody recognizing her mom or who she is, or it's sad that the child will.
Yeah, and the thing is too is that not only does she have to deal with her mom's actions, but her dad's too. The fact that she's going to also have to deal with the fact that he became my dad because he stole her mom from another man, and so like then that gives her the impression that that's okay.
Exactly. I am the product of an adulterous affair.
Yeah,
How
and
did that make you feel? Was I conceived in love? Well, you were conceived in an affair.
history repeating itself, because isn't that what Rod did to Dee Dee Christie?
Exactly. And to the other woman, Jill. What was her name? Jill? Joy? I think it was Jill.
I don't recall.
Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. How can you sit there? That child hasn't been given a shot. You couldn't even wait until your divorce was finalized to get pregnant. Like, you had to, this kid already has enough. It's already going to wear the weight of every choice that woman ever made on its shoulders. And now it's a product of an affair that you hung out on national television and had people going at you on the internet because you were nothing but a liar. Now, is the kid going to one day find out that, why did you lie about my birthday and say I was born December 28th? Like, let's be real. The kid is going to see all this information out there. Well, why did you lie? Well, why did you lie? Well, this Ivory Rose lady said you lied, and she showed how you lied, Mama. Why'd you lie?
She'll
Those are going
probably
to be
use
questions
Dee
she
as
can
an
have peace
excuse.
one day.
She'll probably use Dee as an excuse. Well, my mom did it to me.
Yeah. But then again, you can't, you know what I mean? Like, how do you justify killing your mother to your child?
Exactly. I just couldn't even begin to even know how to start a conversation with my child about that.
And then you tell your child, well, it wasn't really wrong. For me to murder my mother wasn't really wrong.
I didn't actually do it.
You know, it was somebody else. It's because I had this guy do it. I told him he needed to do it. So, Mama, you hired a hitman?
In her words, I'm not the one who did the actual kill.
There's
Okay.
nobody.
Hi,
There's
Jack.
nobody. There is nobody telling me that Gypsy, and you guys know in the beginning, I didn't believe she actually did any of the stabbings. Now I do. I believe she slit that neck.
I love how you're on that team now. I'm so happy.
I know you are.
I still believe that she was gone before Nick got there.
Thank you, Nancy. I definitely, I don't, you know, I kind of, I understand that. That's totally possible as well.
I think she got her at least 13 times, then Nick something. I think that she got her before it all went down. I don't know. I just think she's evil as far as, you know. I just don't see that kid getting her 17 times on his own and she did nothing and sat in the bathroom with her hand over her ears. I just don't believe it. I reckon she was in there and she was given just as much as what, you know.
I don't see Nick with so much rage. I see her with
Neither do I.
I see her with the rage because we see what she does on social media now. I don't see Nick having that kind of rage for a
No,
sister.
no, I agree. And
I mean, all his rage was what that, you know, she thought she told him that, you know, Dee Dee had the baby unalived and all that kind of stuff, and people are like, well, that's motive. I'm like, okay, but also that is like a crime of passion, Ivory. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I don't. There's so many possibilities, but either way, it's bad on Gypsy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
why did she explain so much in this damn book? I mean, how people were playing with their crap, like that's what you remember, that's what you felt the need to explain to the public. Why some lady in jail was playing with her crap, and why, you know, the whole biscuits and gravy for the kitty. Like, those are the stories you chose to tell, but you didn't want to sit there and tell us why but all your knuckles on both hands were completely bruised when you were picked up. Like the stuff that she chose to explain in this freak book, but you don't want to explain the real questions, like why were you scrubbing a carpet if you weren't going to move the body? It's not like, oh my gosh, a murder happened. Like, obviously, there's a body laying in the bed. Why did you scrub the carpet?
And honestly, this isn't really talked about either. The fact that she went out of her way to scrub up all the blood and stuff, that means she was basically throwing away evidence, which is also a crime.
yeah.
True.
When
True.
Raina and Codebox, you were there. I guess we were all there when Raina was saying on the other night on the live that she is remorseful and she does get upset and she is disturbed by everything that she did. But obviously she's not, because that's not what we're seeing when she decides to come
Yeah.
on social media.
That's not what she said on multiple interviews. That's not what she said anywhere. Of course, Raina, she said that to you. You're the mother of the guy she wants to be with. So, of course, she's going to say that to you in private, because otherwise she would look like a total, exactly what she is. So of course she said that to you, but that is not how she feels at all.
You
And
know,
she
maybe
said,
A remorseful person would not continue to make money off of it.
Exactly.
how I don't understand how that would make me feel like the karma I would feel I deserved if I made money off of the story of me killing someone. It would be so dirty. It would make me feel dirty. Like if you just wanted to come out and start a new life like you're telling everybody, then why do you keep telling this story for money? Come out, live your life, put it behind you, take it up with the good Lord, get the hell off the internet, get the hell off the TV networks, and go live your life. But instead, you want to keep making money off this story, and it's so disgusting. And that's another. I feel, what is your theory on, was somebody else there that night?
I think there was. I definitely think there was.
You do?
I do. Yeah, I think there was probably maximum 3 people, but I don't know how. It's just from what Nick said, and when Nick was in his interrogation, and he's like, "I'm the only one that kept it together," and I think he mentioned like someone actually found the clip and they were able to sort of subtitle it because he was kind of mumbling under his breath. And he mentioned someone. I think he mentioned Dan's name or someone's name. But there's just something that's off about the whole thing.
And the guy in the raincoat, didn't he say something about the guy in the raincoat?
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what he said. Yeah. So, and we know from the jump that he wasn't inclined to sort of lie. He was very honest and upfront from the start. So, and he probably didn't know he was being filmed either whilst he was on his own, like alone when she walked out. So
David Blanchard had a raincoat when he was out the front of that building when all the people were crying around about Dee Dee. He had like this weird, ugly ass raincoat thing on, and I only just thought of that then.
I don't know that I believe it was Dan that was there that night. I do believe that David the neighbor, played a part in it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the
I
only
reckon
thing,
David, the neighbor, was getting a bit of kinky shit out of the shed. He's a weirdo.
what was the weather that day? And the only reason I'm asking what the weather was that day was because, one, he had the raincoat, David. Two, what were you scrubbing off that carpet? Blood? You had blood splattered all over the house. Why did you just pick that carpet? Were it footprints? Was it somebody's footprints, like mud prints with the raincoat? That was the mess? Like, what were you scrubbing off that carpet? I need to know that. That's
She
one thing.
definitely wasn't helping Nick out scrubbing anything of his evidence away. It must have been something to do with her or someone she was protecting.
Yeah, and then you're sitting there like doing all this naked. It's just, I don't know.
I think
What do you guys think the answer would have been if they would have asked Nick if Ruby helped him?
I think he's stuck in a role play situation. I think that's why.
They asked if Gypsy did it. But what if in his mind it wasn't Gypsy?
Well, that's what I've said all along too, that what if he's stuck in that role play mode? That's why he's defending Gypsy, because it really wasn't Gypsy that night.
Yeah.
Miss Behaven, it was June the 9th, the night of June 9th going into June 10th of 2015. So I wonder what the weather was that day to see if it was raining, because that makes all the sense if there was a guy in a raincoat. And then
Can Cancel get the StreamYard link, please?
Yeah. But I really feel like there was more than one person.
Sorry.
More than one person there.
I was just going to say there's probably a way that you could get the weather details for that day. If anybody has
if anybody could just Google it. I think you can just Google the date in Springfield, Missouri.
Well, that would be the easiest way, I suppose. I considered what I was going to suggest, but yeah, that's.
I'm sorry.
No. Seriously, it's a lot easier than what I was going to suggest. It's fine.
What about the stuff that she put in the bin? You know how like they took the rubbish like days later or whatever. But I mean, like when she buggered off to Wisconsin or whatever in that motel, I want to know what she put in the bin. Do you know what I mean? Like, what did she throw away that was taken? The police never got a chance to see it. And what did like Christy Blanchard? Was she the one that went to the house and cleaned it out after like the cops came? Like, I want to know what she found in that house.
You know what? He mentioned throwing away a whole bunch, her throwing away a whole bunch of stuff in the house. Now, was that evidence of somebody else? Did she have pictures of her and somebody else, like David from the VisionCon or something? Because Nick kept saying she was throwing away pictures and stuff to make it look like she didn't live there. But how are you going to deny that you lived there? Unless you were throwing away any evidence of that you had some kind of relationship with someone else.
Ivory, Pink Cloud is in the back chat. She doesn't want to interrupt, but she wants to say something.
How do I get there?
No, she's in the chat.
Yeah. Oh,
Is
in the
she?
regular chat?
No, she's in the panel, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she I think she wanted someone to ask her to interrupt.
Oh, go ahead.
So I did.
Go ahead. You could. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Okay, so here's the thing. I got a new laptop, so I have to figure out how to work it. You know, I had a Mac and now I have a Chrome, and so it's totally different as y'all can, imagine. So I'm trying to figure out where all the buttons are here. And then what I wanted to say was I just wanted to give a shout out to Morbid because as some of you know, I haven't been like on social media for like, I don't know, I guess 4 months or so now. And, I just needed to just relax, reset, just kind of get away from the whole, jibber jabber of gypsy drama and stuff.
Right.
So, right, and so I just wanted to get away for a while. And I got to tell you, he is one of the few people that reached out to me. So I was gone probably like August, September, up until a couple of weeks ago, right? Something like that. And he was like there were a few people, but he was like one of the only ones that I just want to give him a shout out so bad about like, he messaged me in October and was like, hey, how you doing? Like, haven't seen you for a while. You doing okay? Type of thing, and that really means a lot, because most people just like either forget or don't care. And it's just like, oh man. So it's like really, and that shows me what kind of person he truly is, as a person,
Yeah.
I want to say that's really cool, and I did speak with Ivory Rose Knows a couple times here and there between, August, September, and now. So, I mean, she knew I was okay. So,
Yeah.
not anything about that or nothing. But, and Mercy, also, I think we spoke a couple times here and there between August and now. So, anyway, I just want to say that. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And yeah, you know what? Things like that really do show Morbid really is a great person underneath it all. Like, I really believe that he's got such a big heart.
I think so too. I think people give him a bad thing just because of his show, because it's funny, and I think people don't realize he's an actual person too, and it shows a lot lately.
For sure. And his show is like total. I mean, it's a show. It's entertainment. It's not supposed to be taken literal. It's supposed to be humorous.
Yeah, but it's not who he is. It doesn't say anything about who he is as a person.
Correct. Right. Hey, look, Pink Cloud 9 is a character.
Yeah, we're all personas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty boring. It's just Pam.
So am I.
Pam,
I think Jack is just Jack too.
It's good to see you back, Pink Cloud.
So are you back for good now? You're going to be showing up a lot more?
I am. I mean, I plan to, I mean, and you know how we all can be. Some days it's like, yay, I'm feeling the energy. And then some days it's like, I can't deal with any of it, you know? So, but moving forward, I'd like to kind of jump in little by little, kind of like wet my, feet or whatever it's called, dip my toes here. And I do this all the time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not like I take breaks. I need social media breaks, because I cannot deal with the insanity 24/7, 365.
Everyone does need a break.
Yeah, it does. It becomes really like mentally draining and stressful. I found myself taking breaks too.
Well, I'll tell you what, you picked a hell of a week to come back.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, I know.
Right. No, totally. And yeah, especially, because Ken was on and then Raina was on and then Kat's Serenity was on or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, I came in at the right time. But one of the reasons I hopped back in was because Gypsy gave birth, and in fact, right. I get it. And in fact, the last time I took a long hiatus as well from social media so I came back to social media when she was released from prison, and I was like, woo! And then I took a break, and then I came back when the news came out that she was pregnant, and that's when I met most of y'all here. And then I'm like, okay, I'm bored again from Gypsy. And so like I'm back now because she gave birth. And so I'm all like, what's up? So when I get bored of Gypsy, I just kind of like go away.
Go away and come back when something new happens.
Exactly. That's kind of how it's been going for the last, anyway.
Wow. Yeah, no, I get it. Everybody needs a break. And you do, though. You come back at the right times. So what do you think about this whole baby thing?
I mean, it's obviously, I just don't. Okay, first of all, there has to be a baby because how could Ken and Raina lie about, oh, she's so beautiful, she's amazing, she's perfect, blah blah. Like, come on, you can't just keep all that up, right? So as far as is there a real baby, I mean, I would think so. Now here's where my twisted mind goes. What if, I'm not saying this is happening, this is just like what if like, I mean, I've watched too many true crime and Lifetime movies. Those ladies that like stalk pregnant women and then steal their babies at the end of the pregnancy? I'm like,
I'm with you.
Little baby. I mean, obviously that's not true, but just this is where my twisted mind goes. But anyway, I mean, whatever. And then it's like, and then the last thing I'll say is this. I have this like feeling that like, okay, say it's her baby, say she gave birth, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. I have this feeling that like she took a one look at her baby and it might not look at what her baby might not look to her as she thought it might look, a certain way. And so she's probably just like, I'm not ready to show the world this baby until it, I don't know, plumps up or something. I don't know. I mean, why hasn't she gotten the chromosomal, genetic testing and all that? Anyway.
So even if the baby doesn't have a chromosomal disorder, I never thought about that. Like maybe the baby is just the looks of the baby is a disappointment to her. Maybe she expected her kid to be perfect. You guys all saw that AI picture she put out of what she thought in her mind her kid was supposed to look like. And that 4D ultrasound, that's what my kid's supposed to look like. And then, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden this baby's here and maybe she's a little bit disappointed that it's not the baby she expected.
I think that
if that baby looks like what Gypsy looked like when she was a baby, see what I'm saying? Maybe the baby looks just like her when she did, and she's like, "Oh no, it's not what I thought." Whatever.
I agree because the baby would be out there by now. She calls TMZ and People Magazine and all that. She would have sold that baby's picture by now.
Well, I think maybe the baby might have the chromosome disorder, and then that would prove that she was lying and that she was a sick child and she needed those procedures.
Mama Thib too. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to park outside our house and see if there's a car seat going in and out of the house. No, I'm just kidding.
There was a 50-50% chance that the baby would either be born with the chromosomal deletion or not. Apparently, I don't know how this works, but apparently the baby was tested whilst it was in utero, so I don't know how that works. Don't ask me, I don't know. And apparently it doesn't, but that's Gypsy's words, and you can't trust a bloody word she says. So I don't know, but I heard someone saying that I think it was Gypsy that said she had her eyes, that the baby had Gypsy's eyes. I think she said, "Oh, she's got my eyes."
Said that, Raina.
Yeah, Gypsy and Raina both said that.
Oh, they did. See, I never watched it. I didn't know Morbid was going live that night. I wasn't well, so I didn't manage. But I get a bad vibe off Raina, just like I do with Ken. That's why when Ken came on the panel, I just bounced, because I was like, I can't. He comes across so he's very arrogant, and I don't know why people. I don't know. I'm not going to say much, but anyway, yeah, they both kind of are a bit. There's something about them that I can't put my finger on it about Raina and Ken, but just something's not quite right. It doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did hear Gypsy saying that the baby had her eyes. Now we know that she had what was it? The name of the thing she had? I can't remember.
Microdeletion.
Sorry?
The microdeletion.
No, but the actual eye problem itself, it starts with an S, I think. My brain's not working.
The stag.
Yeah, something like that. It's I forgot.
Yeah, it's not coming to me either. The strabismus. That's it.
That's, yeah. So I don't know if that's what she meant. Yeah, I know misbehaving. They are all liars. Strabismus. I can't say it. So anyway, like if that is the case that she has her eyes, is she implying that she does have the eye issue that Gypsy did have? I don't know, but it is suspicious because, like someone else said on the panel earlier, you would have thought she would have had the baby all over the place, like photoed here, photoed there in this magazine. And even though she said that she wasn't going to exploit it, but we know that she doesn't stick to anything that she says. So you can never trust anything that she says. So I don't know. I really don't know.
I feel like I just lost my train of thought. I was just going to say something, but something that you had mentioned first.
Oh, about being tested, and was it something
Oh,
to do?
so yeah, I don't know that you can test in utero for that kind of microdeletion, for that kind of chromosome disorder. I don't know that you can test in utero for that, but not even that.
Neither did I, but I don't know enough about pregnancy, so.
Raina said that she wasn't tested.
Oh.
And then, yeah, she said that night on Morbids that as far as she was told that the baby wasn't tested.
Yeah, the baby was too young to be tested.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I
Yes, that is correct. And then somebody came up and said that they also had a child with a type of chromosomal, and that no, she's not too young to be tested. So why isn't she being tested? Right? Didn't I hear that?
That was Amy Bones.
Yeah.
So, now, although the baby may not be too young to be tested, a lot of doctors, because you're getting vaccinations in that first few weeks, a lot of them have weight issues and stuff like that. They will postpone the testing until the baby's a little bit older, just because, you know what I mean? So I can see it's not that they can't. They could if they had to, but because it's non-emergent, they would probably. Now, Raina said the baby was going to the doctor once a week. So I'm going to assume that the baby was small and that the baby had weight checks weekly to make sure she was struggling to breastfeed, to make sure that the baby didn't lose that hospital weight and not gain it back. And so I'm going to assume that the baby was getting weight checks every week. And so if the baby's getting weight checks every week, and then you got those, vaccinations that, in the beginning and all the testing, they probably would put it off, you know what I mean? Just until all of that is done. That's what I would assume. So that may be why the baby hasn't been tested yet, but I feel like
Yeah, and the fact that that Raina said that the baby's been going to the to checkups or whatnot once a week. I mean that. Well, it was a premature baby, right? It was a preemie or something, right? A
I don't
So
know.
premature,
No, I don't know.
allegedly. Wasn't it born like a month early or
it was
something?
born supposedly
Allegedly.
3 weeks early. They weren't calling it. I mean, it was premature, but there was nothing wrong with the baby.
Allegedly.
Right, right. But
Allegedly.
like now the baby is what, about a month old now. So it's gone to the checkup for
More
4
times.
times in a week. I mean, that do they do that now or something? Like do all babies go to the checkups
So
every week?
that's why I would.
No.
See? That's my question. Like that
That's
doesn't
why I
seem.
would assume that it makes sense that that baby might be having difficulty gaining weight. That was Gypsy's problem when she was born. She had failure to thrive. Now, if that baby was already small, and babies automatically lose, a little bit of weight
Yeah.
after they're born, then doctors need to make sure that that weight rebounds. Now, if she's already struggling, supposedly the milk didn't come in, or maybe the baby just wasn't thriving off the breast milk. But doesn't that remind you of the same thing that was going on with Gypsy when she was little? The calories are counting up, the baby's weight
Yeah.
Yep.
monitored.
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like it's history repeating itself,
Yeah,
and that
pretty much.
her saying that that baby's going to the doctor once a week. As a nurse and as a mom, I'm like, oh, that baby's not gaining weight. That's what I hear when they say that.
Yeah, my last baby, I had to go one extra time to the doctor for weight check because he lost weight and he wasn't gaining it that first like 2 weeks, and then after that we were fine because he started gaining the weight. Um, so I think you're right, Ivory. The weight checks weekly.
And if the baby's not gaining weight, they're not gonna worry about testing right now. They gotta even that weight gain out and make sure that baby's rebounding with the weight gain. So everything else is gonna be pushed aside until that baby's showing that it's on the right path of gaining weight. And yeah, so I don't know that it's too young, but it's probably just not the right time for the baby, because she didn't want to say that the baby may be struggling to maintain its weight, which shouts Gypsy Rose all the way.
So I don't want to change the subject, but we can go back. But I just want to say this: wasn't it so gross when Ken said that it made him so scrumptious or whatever because Pink Pony had gotten kicked out of the book signing or whatnot, and that she paid all that. I was like mortified. I cannot believe he said that. That was so gross.
Secondhand embarrassment I had for him.
Out. So mean.
Him saying that showed exactly who he was. And it was not a good look for him at all. You were sitting there talking about a vigil for a woman that your baby mama murdered, and then you're going to sit there and laugh at Pink Pony and be like, oh, I had you kicked out. Like, that was just not cute. And
No,
that was a really bad look, and I don't think he can rebound from that.
I just think I've always thought, well, from the second time he went on Morbius and then the other night, like I can't stand him. It's personal thing, but I think in many ways he's just as bad as her. That's just my opinion. But in many ways he's not much better than her. I mean, obviously he hasn't committed matricide, but
He's
As
definitely
I
a cleanser.
the more he
yeah.
spoke, the more Ken spoke, the more I could see how Gypsy has been manipulating him into thinking the way she thinks about everything. I mean, he hasn't even read the book because probably he doesn't want to know what the heck it says, or what. I just feel like
I think
Gypsy manipulates his
I think
thinking.
he said he read the book. He did say he read the book. He just wasn't willing
Yeah.
to discuss it.
Yeah,
That
he just wasn't
Oh,
willing
I
to talk about it.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, he read the book. Was it Raina that didn't read the book, or
it
it
was
was yeah.
okay?
Ken.
Okay, I got them
No, it
confused.
was Raina. It was Raina. Yeah, it was.
I feel like his mom came on to excuse his behavior, and that she's probably had to do that several times with different things because
Damage.
he showed his true colors.
Yeah, damage control.
Like I
Yeah.
said, Nina has a really good video on that. You should watch it.
Yeah, she definitely did damage control. She said that she didn't read the book, And the fact that he wouldn't comment on it when Starlight was asking him, what did you think about the book? And the fact that he would not comment on it spoke volumes.
It did. It really did.
He's embarrassed by that book. He's
He
definitely
also didn't have an issue, seemed to have an issue with the fact that his baby mama was like sucking a bottle and wearing diapers until she was 24. Like, come on now.
Sorry.
First of all, what I mean, I guess the same man who can use the word scrumptious or scrumptious or whatever the hell he said is the same man that can sleep next to a woman who was crapping in her diaper only a couple of weeks ago.
Oh
Like,
my God.
Like, what self-respected man is like, you know what? You're drinking a baba and you got diapers on. I want to marry you.
That's scrumdiddlyumptious.
Oh my
That's
God.
scrumptious,
When
man.
Nina was calling him Kenyatta, that was everything.
Kenyatta, yeah. I love
Kenyatta.
Do you know when he said that scrumptious? It reminded me of Willy Wonka. You know,
Yes.
Willy Wonka.
I can't even say it. Say it again, canceled.
Scrumdiddlyumptious?
Scrum. I can't. It's
Scrumptious.
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
scrumdiddlyumptious.
Yeah.
I have no hope in saying that word. I can't even say specifically
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
speaking.
Specifically speaking.
I can't say it. Specifically speaking, scrumdiddlyump. I can't say it.
But that's so. I mean, first of all, like that word said it all for me, because that's exactly where's the self-respect. Like who thought, you know what? She told me everything. Now, we didn't know about the whole bottle situation and the whole diaper wearing situation before the book came out, but apparently Ken did. And Ken, you decided to go back with her and get her pregnant because that's what you thought was juicy? Like, that's what turned you on? That's what attracted you? Because what else can you possibly be attracted to this woman?
And that's what I thought. But then remember when he was initially interviewed, and I don't know if it was one of the original episodes of Lifetime, but remember they asked him, or somebody asked, why did you get back together? Or why did you come back? And he's like, well, and I can't remember where he definitely did say this though. He said, "Oh, I didn't know she would blow up as much, or blow up as much as she did," meaning like our.
Yeah, he wouldn't become. She wouldn't become who she is today. Something.
That was in the interview that was at the end of the Life After Lockup.
Yeah, which is very telling to me. It's like, well, like in sorry, put my teeth in an indirect manner. You're basically sort of hinting at like monetary gain potentially.
Right. Oh yeah, he saw money signs. He saw fame. That's what he was saying. And
yeah,
he just said, "Let me put my teeth back in." Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe he likes the soft flow of her not having the teeth in, and it's just rolling over all of it. And
oh my God,
she did feed him baby food. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
See, so maybe
she enjoyed it
in some cosplay virtual reality, like some weird realm of Gypsy Rose, because it's just not normal to me. Like, I want a wife. Let me go shopping in prison.
I think Ken loves the role playing.
I bet he is up. I can imagine. He's got a very effeminate act, like an effeminate sort of, and like intonation to his voice, hasn't he? It's very like feminine, effeminate. Like I don't know just the way he talks. It's a bit.
And the way he sat on the bed with his legs crossed, I was like, yeah, you're a pillow princess.
His brother's actually handsome. Did everybody see his brother?
Yeah.
But that wrist action, same thing.
Yeah, that spoke volumes too.
That
spoke volumes.
I have theories about why he picked somebody in prison, but that's just mine. I feel like he did that because, and I'm not saying he is, or if he's not, but maybe he is a little, whatever. And that was a way for him to hide his sexuality, to say, well, I have a girlfriend and she's in prison, so I don't have to commit. And then she got out and she had this show. So he was like, hey. And then he got stuck.
Yeah, but why would he have to hide? I wonder, because his mom sounds acceptable to him being gay if he was gay.
But what about his dad?
Oh, you know what? That's a good question that I don't know.
I'm starting to question Raina because she was awfully interested in her
The
ex-husband's wife,
The wife. I was like, wow, she
the model.
really likes her.
She's a model.
Wow. That's, yeah.
Did
I mean,
anybody see nappies in the shed or anywhere in that house of gypsies? Nappies? I mean, diapers. What do you call them?
there was a diaper
Recent-
box in the shed.
Yeah, misbehaving. They were in the shed. Sorry, guys.
And there's a diaper genie in the crime scene photos in the spare bedroom.
Oh yeah, that's
That's crazy.
What's a diaper genie?
I
It's
just
like
remember.
To throw away stinky diapers.
Oh,
Why? Why was she? I mean, that's got to be a fetish because there's no way she was wearing diapers because her mother was forcing her to. She'd have rashes everywhere. Her skin would have broken down, and you know what I mean. There's no way that had to be a fetish thing for her.
if she was wearing them, it was to lure, judges and people that got her off her crime, probably in that creepy ass shed.
So she was wearing diapers when she went to Cinderella movie to sleep with Nick, because remember in the book he had to take her back. But then you weren't wearing diapers afterwards. None of that makes any sense to me.
She must get off on changing diapers now then, just saying.
Well, isn't that a scary thought though?
Very.
Yeah.
And the whole baby
In her
suit.
white mini skirt and high heels.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of like cosplay, some kind of like, she's got to live in a separate reality to the one the rest of us are living in.
Of course.
Well, I posted that Jerry Springer clip where that guy had the fetish of being a baby and looked just like Gypsy Rose.
That's
I
so funny.
remember that.
Imagine, I just don't understand how, I mean, granted, he didn't answer and made no comment when asked about the book, but how embarrassing for everybody involved. For Rod, does she make you proud? Is it worth the money that you're making? That people, you mean to tell me people at work aren't talking about your daughter wearing diapers at 23 and you took the diapers off to play some vixen on the internet as you were sexually manipulating some guy and then put the diaper back on? Like you got to wonder what people are saying to them or how they look. They've got to be embarrassed. There's just no.
They don't care about their character, otherwise they wouldn't, continue to go through with what they're doing. They don't care about their character.
No,
And she was stuck in that Pediasure.
all they see is money.
I think that Gypsy and Nick have an account on Sims, like Sim stories or Sim something, because I was looking at Nick's account last night on Facebook, just stalking around, and he's got like a Sims profile, and I tried to find him, but I couldn't think of a screen name that he would use, but I thought I found Gypsy, but I'm not too sure. But it's like, that Sims game but it's like 2012 or 2011 or something.
Oh,
So I can't find their screen names though.
That's interesting though.
I'd never thought of that.
Yeah.
Because I saw that he was sharing stuff from a Sims game, and I'm like, well, if you're sharing that, what, you wouldn't have deleted that. So what's your profile? Do you know what I mean? And I tried to find, but I couldn't find him. But it just makes me think that if anybody can find it, that'd be interesting, because they used to post like their little stories and their little they would be back and forth talking between the two. So if anybody could find that, that'd be interesting. Do you know what I mean? I just thought I'd tell you that, because if anybody can find it, it'd be interesting to see what they said back then.
I wonder if he had I wonder if he had another channel where he uploaded his Sims Like there's sort of, you know how some people do it and then they I don't like, I'm not familiar with The Sims, but I do know that people play it and then they'll upload it to a different channel, like the gameplay of it. Like I don't know if that.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah, they'll
exactly
do
how it
that. I've
works,
seen that,
but
Apple.
remember that other thing, how she had like that we and she was Bella Rose on that weird snowy gypsy thing. Like I'm thinking that maybe them two could have like spoke on that, or there might be like little hey baby, hey lover, like whatever that we haven't seen before.
Yeah,
Does he have a YouTube?
So
he did have a
I don't
YouTube.
know.
He did because he used to do like music reviews and stuff.
Nick
But
did.
yeah, Nick did. He used to do music reviews. That's what he loved to do. Justice Junction actually put out quite a good video where they had found footage of him from way before he met Gypsy, and it's quite heartbreaking to watch because he's just an innocent kid enjoying music and jumping around with his cousin and they're listening to the bands, and then he's talking about like putting a playlist together essentially for a game that they're working on, and he's just so innocent in it, and it's so sad. But yeah, he did used to have a YouTube account. I don't know what happens. I don't know if it's still there, and I don't know if anybody knows. Somebody might know the name of it. I don't know.
Wow, think about it. Like that's got to give some like a whole different human perspective to Nick.
Yeah, it had
The-
me in tears actually. To be fair.
Yeah, like that just really makes me like more upset about his situation because it's like I said, it really sucks because he was this happy-go-lucky person, just kind of living his own life, doing his own thing, and then it just took the wrong person to make him do what he did and then end up in his situation, and it just shows how vulnerable of a person he could be outside of his comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Is there a way for me to put a picture in the back chat? I don't know how to do that.
I
I have
don't
no
think
idea.
so. You can put a link to a picture. So if you upload it to a website that shows pictures, like I don't know, there's like pics or something, and then if you upload it there, then
Oh,
put the back chat, it'll take you to the.
because it was
And
it was
usually
Nick.
too, if you oh sorry.
No, go. It's okay.
I was gonna say, and usually if you find it on Google too, and you get like a link to the site through Google, you could just use it on a separate tab, and then it'll take you straight, and then just upload the link to, the StreamYard chat. It'll take you to the site as well, like what Apple was saying.
I have no idea how to do that, but on Nick's profile on Facebook, he says something like you shouldn't be so mean to a child or something. I can't say it word for word because I don't have the screenshot. I can't send it to you guys, but if you go, Nick, go to John, the profile, it comes up with all, like he says, two statuses, one about a kid or something, like you shouldn't be nasty. Don't quote me on what it says. And then it's just all these sim uploads, but like you can't see it because they've gone. I don't know where they are. That's why I was suggesting it because like one of the statuses makes me think that he was upset about something about the baby with Gypsy. I don't know. And I can't show you the screenshot because I can't. Yeah.
What do you guys think that poor guy is feeling right now, knowing she had a baby with somebody when that was his ultimate goal?
And what
I
she
think
named the
he,
baby?
I think he feels. Honestly, I think he might feel defeated.
Yeah.
I want to know what he thinks about the name that she chose.
That's what, yeah.
Is she trying to give him hope? I mean, does he see it as hope in his mind?
I don't
Or does
understand
he
how she's
see
got an
it?
ex-baby daddy, a new one in prison that still likes her. I don't even get a text back. And I'm
Yes.
prettier than her. I don't understand. And that's not being cocky. I am. You know what I mean? Like, where is
Yeah,
she getting these men?
I
Not
think
that I
she's
want no job Ken or Ryan or any of them, but you know what I mean.
no, no, I don't blame you.
And no, and one of the things that really like it made me chuckle, but at the same time it was sad is when he was also when Ken was also questioned on Morbid's Live about that video, and I think Apple will remember this too, when Ken was asked about the baby food video where she was feeding Ken baby food and then go, yes, I used to eat this when I was younger too. It was my favorite. And he had no issue with that.
I know. It's, I don't think I think people, because she's so insane, right? Because she's so mental, like, I can't think of.
Like your baby mama fed
Yeah,
you baby food and then said that was her favorite. What the fuck?
no, but I think because she's so insane and she's so detached from reality, we assume that anybody else that gets close to her is potentially sane. But for all you know, like for all we know, Ken could just be as tapped in the head as an expression as she is. Do you know what I mean? That kind of sort of like personality. We
He's
can't.
got
Oh yeah, I know, I agree.
You know what I mean? We can't assume he's been like completely like no one's normal. There's no such thing as normal, but like it's one of the things he's came out that he's allowed to be part. Like he's included himself, and like you say, like that baby food thing. You know, it's if he doesn't fight, and if he's read the book and doesn't have a problem with it, you got to question his mentality as well. You know what I mean? Just that's what I think anyway. But
he's got to be a freak.
yeah, that's
Be
yeah.
someone who's into the whole thing, the same thing that she's into. And of all the people that sent her letters, why did she pick Nick and Ryan? Well, we know why she picked Ryan, because she needed him. But why did you pick Ken? What did he have that he stood out to you? Probably the same history she has with the whole role playing and the whole fetish. And he seems like somebody who's got fetishes. I'm just saying.
And
Yeah,
Ken literally said that when he first met her, like during their first meeting, his story is what inspired him to reach out to her. So, like, obviously, he has issues too.
that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are like, "Oh well, Gypsy's like, you know, had an effect on him and like, you know, manipulated him." We don't know that the guy wasn't already like a bit of a freak. Like what?
Yeah, because it's just like that had nothing to do with her part on, like Brett luring him in. Like she clearly lured Nick in, and
Yeah,
obviously she did the same with Ryan afterwards. But Ken clearly, I mean, obviously Ryan sought her out too, but Ken was clearly mesmerized by her story that that he wanted to make a connection and then eventually a relationship out of that. Like, come on.
I know it tells you. It says it all. Like my partner says, like you don't have to look any further than the fact that he was actually interested in like having a relationship or writing to someone who was in prison for the crime that she committed. That should tell you enough. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not.
That's so true. I mean, what possesses somebody to want to have a relationship with somebody who murdered their mother?
Exactly.
What
And
I
wasn't
love,
Ryan, wasn't, I'm sorry,
it's
wasn't
okay.
Ken in a previous relationship for 5 years?
Yeah.
Yes, he left a previous relationship just to enter a marriage and then wreck that marriage to take the other man's wife.
I
I
would
would
love to
love to hear
hear
that
the
relationship.
phone calls that she had in prison to them.
Yeah.
If I was the ex, like not only would I be like, "Ooh, I dodged a bullet," but I would also be pissed that's the person I was with, that kind of person at the same time.
So there is like a fetish that is like a thing. You know how not we, but like there are kinks and fetishes out there, dominatrix and submissives and, all that stuff, S&M, whatnot. orgies, all that stuff. Anyway, there's this one called hybristophilia, which I'm sure y'all have read up on, and it is a paraphilia fetish involving sexual interest in and attraction to those who commit crimes. So that's his fetish. And I'm thinking Ryan had the same fetish. I mean, what else is there? You know how many look at the Menendez brothers. I mean, didn't they got married? One of them got married while he was behind bars. I mean, not Marilyn Manson, sorry. Charles Manson, Ted Bundy,
Ted
they all
Bundy.
had
Yeah.
bunches and bunches of you know, people writing to them, and they were serial killers, some of them. Anyway.
I guess you're right. That's got to be their fetish.
There was people obsessed with the Night Stalker who raped women and little girls, and Jeffrey Dahmer, like, number one, he's gay. He wasn't interested in the girls, but they were obsessed with him, and I was like, why? What is wrong with you?
It's the same
Like,
character. I don't get it. That
Well,
Wade
it's just like Casey Anthony too, and what was the other one? Wade Wilson.
Chris Watts too.
Yeah, Wade Wilson.
Also, yeah, I saw someone who. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Apple.
No, you go ahead. I was just agreeing that I don't get the whole Wade Wilson sort of phenomena. I don't get it.
I was going to say, I know somebody who actually, like in that situation, they actually rooted for Casey Anthony
ugh.
Yeah, there were people.
just because they found her attractive.
Yeah, she was getting letters in prison, proposals, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
That
so
Ash Trevino is obsessed with Chris Watts. She wrote to him.
mm-hmm.
Like, why are you writing to him? He made a woman nearly spaghetti, like, on the road. He's disgusting. Why are you writing to him?
Well,
So
she's disgusting.
Caroline in the comments has a good comment. She says, hundreds of men wrote to her, meaning Gypsy, and we know she doesn't let men go. I think about how many other men she still has contact with to this day. And I'm putting those words in there, Caroline, sorry, but I've thought of this too. Like, y'all heard what Rachel Garlick said, and Rachel Garlick used to be her friend when they were in prison. They met on the way to jail and prison and stuff. And Rachel and so many other people have said that she used to get a lot of letters. Men would come, visit her in prison, and so I mean, Ryan and Ken were not the only two. You know what I'm saying?
No, there was that guy Brian. Wasn't she dating some guy Brian?
Yeah, that Brian Golden also goes by Brian. I can't remember his last name, but yeah, that Brian. But that was before. What's his name?
Brian.
That was before Dan. Yeah, but he's Brian Golden and Brian something else. I can't remember it right now, but yeah.
I thought Brian she had in jail.
I don't know. She could
Yeah,
have, but
she did.
I think that she met him before that, though, didn't she? Brian Waters? Brian, what's his name? Oh, there's two Brians. There's Brian Golden and then there's that other Brian. You know that one that was commenting on Dan's stuff on Facebook?
Yeah. So, and Rachel Garlick said that she was even to be in a freaking jail. Like, was it Rachel Garlick or was it the other girl? Who was it that said? I don't know if it was Rachel Garlick.
Nadatha?
No, it wasn't Nadatha. Was it? I don't know who it was that said that she wanted. No, I think it was that
Was
she
it
wanted
Sorry,
to
was it
hear her and her husband having sex. Can she play it on the phone?
Oh,
It was Rachel Garlick.
That was Rachel Garlick, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And that Rachel was like the go-between for like men for her and like all this, all the sexual.
Yuck. Yuck, yuck,
But I'm
yuck.
sure she had a lot of men in prison. She had a lot of women in prison. I think that she was doing things with women.
She had a lot of
yeah.
biscuits and gravy too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that whole biscuits and gravy story is real, but I definitely just see her doing some sketchy shit for to
Yeah,
not get
didn't her cellmate? I'm sorry, Ivory. Didn't her cellmate say that she was writing letters for money? Jamie also saying that in chat.
she was writing letters to.
Yeah, man, and
She
she's
was
doing
washing
phone
undies
scams
for
too.
noodles too.
Oh yeah, yeah. The naked noodles, which is a brand of noodles. Naked. It's called Naked. But I think it was all for commissary. Like the writing to all the guy. I don't know. It could have been to
You see, all
pass.
of this though, like if I was Ken, just hearing these stories, it's a turnoff unless it's not, unless it's your thing. But now you can't
Well, I
all
mean,
go.
it says more about Ken than anything else. If he doesn't get turned off by these stories, or Ryan, or any other male that finds her attractive, then I sort of think, well, there's something going on with you. If you don't think that these stories are weird, you know what I mean?
How
Yeah,
does
all
Raymond
I can yes, I agree. And all I can think of when y'all are talking about her in jail and the women in jail and her in jail and all I'm thinking is who was it that said she was a pillow princess? I can't
she
stop.
did?
Oh, she called herself a pillow princess? Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the thing with her. She thinks that's awesome. That's something to
It's a
brag
flex.
about when it's not.
Yeah, she sure does. She thinks it's a flex that I sold my kitty for some biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, and she thinks it's a flex to sit and go, "Oh, you aunt me, I snap back from this, I'm killing this mommy thing." And
Yeah.
it's like, well, millions of women have babies. It's not a flex. We also didn't kill our mom.
Right.
Whenever I think about her and sex, I just think like if she climaxes, do her eyes actually go the same side? Like they don't go cross-eyed anymore, or do they just? Oh, it's just
Not you, Jackie. That's so funny.
That's what I mean. Like she's cross-eyed all the time, but then when she climaxes, are they normal? Do they point like in? You know what I mean? That's all I think about when I think of her being a pillow princess. Like what the hell?
Who's who's
Like now you got it in your head, don't you? Her not having cock eyes when she's climaxing. Ugh, yeah.
Maybe it rolls all the way around and like a clock.
Oh, I'm choking on my soda.
Oh, Apple kills slap. I
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but
sorry,
that's
that's
literally all I
funny.
think about when she's talking about her sexual exploitation mess. That's what I think as
love
soon
your
as I,
barbecue
I
you
sauce.
know.
I wonder
I think about, was it Nick's stepdad that said she was really loud and
yeah,
sounded like a
yeah.
like a
No,
hyena or something like
It was
that?
it
Bobby.
was his
Imagine
dad.
a hyena
Dad.
that has cock eyes rolling around like a clock, like Apple shed. Oh my God! Stop.
All right, guys, who's doing this? Someone better make that video of the hyena with the cock eyes.
It actually
Oh, I'm doing that video. I'm going to do Lion King laughing. You know, the hyena's laughing with the big clock, like Apple said. Oh my God, I can't. I'm
it
dying.
I wonder how many times she sticks her tongue out as well.
You know that hyena on the Lion King and it has its tongue out? That's her.
No, like do that scene, and if you've seen that movie Mulan, do the scene where the dragon says he's a dragon, not a lizard, and I don't do that tongue thing. And then when he sticks his tongue out, you see a pit image of Gypsy.
Oh my god. What a beautiful sight and sound, I'm sure.
Oh my goodness, I
You
can't.
know, and then when Rod was like, "Oh, she wants a baby," I was like, why do you hear them making babies in the room? Like,
You know that they had to have heard something. You know that Hyena wasn't quiet. You know she was
Bobby.
there.
Bobby said it. Bobby said he would have to knock on the door and tell her to keep it down.
Yeah.
Ew.
Like, you gotta wonder, like, is she walking around naked in front of Rob? And Rod, maybe that's why Rod's like, I'm gonna be out to sea. I'm gonna be offshore. I don't want to be home.
You know what I heard? And I heard this in person too. And I was going to say, I actually heard this just yesterday. And it was wild. So, a person who, like, obviously heard about Gypsy's story, they were a couple themselves. And the couple literally told me because they're
Wait, where'd you go,
doing
Cody?
so well, they were there was even questions about them breaking up and everything. They said that Gypsy and Ken's relationship inspired them to stay together.
oh
I
my
was like,
god.
I laughed. I didn't say nothing. I just laughed.
There's
That
some.
their story is an inspirational story? Oh,
Wow.
come on. Come
They
on.
need some couples therapy then. if That's the case.
Do you remember when she uploaded to, I think it was TikTok or Instagram or both, like her legendary love story with Ken? Oh my god, that was. I was like, what the heck? You're a grown
Oh,
woman at 30 something. Oh, and it had all the
Does anyone
pictures.
remember the infamous spaghetti video?
The
the
what?
infamous what?
Sorry?
The spaghetti video.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
stop.
gosh,
Stop.
with
She had
the
a whole
little
cookbook.
smokies.
She had a whole
Yes.
cookbook to learn how to open a jar of sauce.
Well, she's not allowed to use knives, so
And all she did was reheat food. Like, and there's no shame in like anyone that cooks like that. But like, because like there's been situations where it's like you've had a busy day, you kind of just want something quick and easy, so you're just gonna reheat, the
Sure,
ingredients.
yeah.
But she was passing it off as cooking.
Yeah.
With a cookbook. She was reading off the cookbook, like, turn the jar.
And then she put 5 pounds of spaghetti on Ken's plate, and he had to take a bite on camera.
And
He looked like
he
he
looked
looked like
shook.
he'd been
And
captured
then
by
she
Al Capone.
dedicates the last half to talking about, like, she does the crocodile tears and
Yeah.
sits there and just talks about how much she's in love with him and that admits that she dropped him.
We're having a baby, and I just love him so much. And with the fake tears, and kept wiping
Oh yeah.
her fake tears on her eyes.
Are non-existent. Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
But
wonder if the
Buffy said,
cooking.
did anyone notice the tiny little plate she served it on? I did, because I was like, why are you serving it on like a little sandwich plate? Like, why is it not on a plate? It's like it's on a tiny little plate.
But she can make a prison energy drink, you guys. She can make that.
Oh, that fake prison Red Bull thing that she said.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's so.
That was like, I remember that's when I started learning more about her because it was going viral and people were like, "Oh, I made the Gypsy Rose prison energy drink." And I'm like, "Are we fucking for real?"
Can you imagine if someone died from that drink? Like, that would have been amazing. Like 4 deaths from the Gypsy Rose jailhouse drink.
I bet you there was a lot of people with like heart problems, like cardiomyopathy, that ended up in hospital with them.
Right. Heart palpitations because
Yeah. Oh my day.
the
Do you know
Gypsy
she?
It had coffee in it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Jolly Ranchers.
And I was just gonna say they didn't have Jolly Ranchers in it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it strawberry soda or something or
Oh yeah, it was strawberry Fanta.
Fanta, yeah.
Yeah, strawberry Fanta. But do you know
And you just watch her mixing that nasty shit up.
she made
This is good.
bank on that video though. I think it's one of her most watched videos to date on TikTok. I think she made a lot of money off that video.
that's crazy.
Like 20, was it like 30 or 22 million or 32 million people watched it?
Oh, That's disgusting.
I know. Madness.
The Gypsy Rose moment that goes down in history for me is no, the baby is not my husband. It's Ken. That one goes down like you sat there on in front of the entire world and told them how your baby daddy is not your husband's. So proud. So freaking proud. Like, no, why would y'all think that the baby daddy was my husband? Like, why would you think that? It's not him.
She wore that like a badge of
Yeah,
honor
it's like,
too.
who does that? What kind of person sits down, like man or woman, would sit down and say, my child is not my spouse's. It's the person I cheated on my spouse with. That's our baby. Who is proud of that?
She had to prove to everybody that her baby was the paternity test was the man she cheated on her husband with. And Ivory's like, so you're Ivory's like, so you're proud of that? So you had to prove to everybody that you cheated on your husband and the paternity of that baby is the man you cheated on him with.
There's a lot
You're
more
just jealous because you don't have a man.
cheating. How do you You're not supposed to tell
I
the
love
world
the fact that that was
what's not
made
up
into a song.
A man doesn't determine your worth. Doesn't she understand that?
Yeah,
Not
no, she doesn't.
for her, because her Herman or whatever.
I just
Oh,
pulled
Herman. I
complete
remember Herman.
ivory. Oh, I just pulled a complete ivory. I was trying to get up here desperately, like 2
Hey,
conversations ago.
JJ.
Hello.
Hi.
And I was trying to get in, and when I got back there, I noticed I was on my daughter's name.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so I'm like
Oh.
clicking out and trying to hurry up and come back, and then
Oh
I
my-
get back in, and I finally get up here, and it's not the same conversation.
Oh, that's all right. You could change. You can go back to say whatever you had to say. Just don't pull a cast and crochet. I am not.
No.
I was just going to say
I
that.
am not. I am not where you go to pull nonsense like that because I'll call you
Oh
out.
my god. That
No.
I know you guys were talking about that at the beginning, and I'm sorry. I just have to say that was so weird. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all I have to say.
I wanted to jump in on the conversation of, what is it about her that these men like? I know what they like.
The gums. I don't know. Sorry.
Isn't it?
Well, there's a couple things, and I'm going to be I'm really putting it out there by telling you guys this stuff, okay? I was telling you the other night, Ivory, that I was in a car wreck when I was 17. And I broke my jaw in 4 places, and I knocked out all my front teeth.
Oh no.
Men, for some disgusting reason, do like that. And not that I've done it, but I can promise you, both my ex-husbands have asked me to do that.
Wow.
I don't
You
know what they're.
I believe that.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. It's a clear. I mean, it's
Yes.
just. I mean, how smooth is that? I mean, think about the screeching noise and the. It's
Yes.
just clean on clean. It's like skin on skin. Like,
Yes.
you know what
And I mean,
Think
I
about
hate
it.
to even admit this, but it is, and I've got exactly how gypsies are. My top 5 in front and my top 5 on bottom are the ones that were knocked out in the car wreck. That is like the perfect, window,
Window.
Yeah. I mean, really. Like, think about it.
Yes.
Like, I guess if I was a man, if you were going to do anything for me, at least do that right. Like, all right, I see that.
Yes. And any guys that I have dated, I can't tell you how many guys have asked that question. I mean, not that I've, a lot, but I can
Enough.
basically say, yeah, well, no, no. This is really hard to even tell people, but I don't know why there is a fascination with it.
I can kind of see the fascination. It doesn't get any smoother to ride than that.
Do you know what they call that in the UK? They'll call it because a gammy,
Really?
A gummy.
gammy, as in GAMMY in the UK.
Oh, a gammy?
It's a blow. It's a oral SS. Like that's what it is, right? So we would call that a gummy gammy.
Well, and the other thing that I wanted to mention was you guys were talking about the BDSM, and I also kind of played around with that in my early 20s. I didn't know what it was, and I was very curious. I did not get deep in it. Gypsy definitely has daddy issues. And I used to read. I'm a big reader up until now because I can't, but I used to read a lot because I want to know what things mean. And one thing I will say about Gypsy, she is what they call in that world, she tops from the bottom. Your dominant person is your top, your submissive person is your bottom. But when the person that's on the bottom, she's actually making, it look like Nick is the submissive one when technically she is, if that makes sense.
So yeah, I see what you're saying. She's playing the submissive, but
Yes.
she's controlling the dominant one
Yes.
so she can be submissive.
Yes, it's called topping from the bottom. You can Google it. It is a thing.
That makes sense because that's how she plays off the whole.
I'm innocent.
He was the one dominating me. Meanwhile, you were not. You were playing. You were
Yes.
dominating him, so you could be submissive.
Yes, and I know that girl has big time daddy issues with the relationship that was not there with her real father. I can guarantee you, she's got that.
Well,
yes, because the BDSM is not just a physical or a sexual
No,
thing.
it's mental.
Also a mental and emotional game.
Yes.
For
So
some.
please don't judge me, and please don't think that I'm twisted. I'm a 49-year-old older lady now. That
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, but I can definitely tell you on the mouth thing and on that. Oh yeah, without a doubt. But
so that really is what it's all about. And then think about it though. She looked very prepubescent.
Yeah.
That prepubescent look, and that turns men on too. I don't know why the little girl does it for them. So, I mean, she had a trifecta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she had the mentality to be able to, you know what I
baby
mean?
voice it, yes.
The dominant one. She had the gums that were thick and hard and the perfect texture to slide it all right in there. And then she had a prepubescent look. Like, wow.
Yes.
Every man's dream come true.
Yes. My gosh, if I see this on Morbid, I'm going after all you ladies now.
It's not my fault.
I'm working too hard to keep my teeth and
honey, I was 17 when that happened, and it was a nightmare, but and I've discussed with you what I'm dealing with it now, but yeah, I can tell you that I don't know why men like that, but they do.
I know why they like it. It's obvious. You don't feel like bad about it because it's like obvious to all of us that why it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I think because it happened to me at such a young age, it was a security thing.
I'm sorry to hear
and
that.
Plus, I had just gotten braces off the week prior. Oh, my mother was mad.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Those are the kind of things that happen to my family.
Yeah.
God's law.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I was trying so hard to get up here when you guys were like, "What is it?" I'm like, I know.
So it's just like everything works out for her. Like she gets these men because of these crazy things that, most of us, you know what I mean? Like losing our teeth is the horrible thing. Meanwhile, well, that's why she had doctors ripping her teeth out when she was.
But it'll give you a talent too.
Yeah, talented she is. She definitely always has a job on OnlyFans just in case all else fails, which I see it going. But that's just, I mean, think about it though. Like, and that's what these men, but is that who you take home to mom?
Yeah.
Like I really wanted to ask Brianna that the other night. Like, I get you trying to make her out to seem like she's normal, but she's just not.
No, she's not.
And you're really proud of your son for taking that home. Because if that were my child, we wouldn't. No, that's not in my house. We ain't breaking bread and having Thanksgiving with that in my house. No, that's just not who you bring home.
They might like her because that tongue does go in overdrive and there's a lot of drool, so that might be some sort of kink.
Oh, goodness.
I can't with that tongue. And she tries so hard not to do it now, but then she goes.
She does, yeah. You know what? I wonder if she keeps going on about her Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks and what have you. I'm like, I wonder how much product she's swallowed over the past, because she's licking it off.
I can't. Oh my goodness. Well, that makes sense why she doesn't wear it anymore. I mean, I wonder. I
Yeah.
think about the money she saves on lube with those gums. Someone said she does not have.
She what?
Someone said that she had implants. She does not have implants yet.
No.
She
No, and that's
stated,
where I get so irritated with it all because all this, I have never in my life been in trouble with the law. I would kill to have it. No, I would not kill to have him implants because I can't say that. That's bad. But because literally, come on,
you
we
do
know.
some freaky crap for them, right?
Yeah, no. Maybe
not
10
like
years ago, but yeah, it makes me mad that she's what she did. And there's people I know three other women that are in the same boat I am. And we can't, insurance will not cover that crap.
No, it's
Yeah.
sad. It's not
And
good.
yeah. And so to see her, getting this perfect smile, and I'm like, yeah, I have to pop mine out every night, no, it's awful.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
that
I've
she'll
got
ever get implants though, because do you guys remember when the Life After Lockup first came out? She
Mhm.
was sitting there with all her gums, smiling away, just so proud to show everyone how she's gonna pop her dentures in the morning.
I couldn't do, even now, I could not. My kids are the only two that have ever seen me without them.
yeah.
When I was I had my first daughter when I was 18, 19. I've only had one mishap. One morning, I used to put them on my little night table by my bed at
Mhm.
night, and one morning I woke up and they were gone.
Oh
And
my.
I freaked out, and she was probably about 3. I looked all day through that house. I found them under my bed.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, my kid got them. I learned to keep them up high from then on out, but no one has ever seen me without them. I can't, obviously with the bells, they don't work now until I can get the new ones. But yeah, it's a hard road, but it gives you a talent that she has.
Ain't
Yeah.
that the truth?
Yeah.
Tina just said, does anyone ever look at her and think, remove the teeth, add the specs, chuck her in a wheelchair and a princess dress, and she's back to the deleted gypsy? Think it's the truth, though. Like,
Oh,
at the end of the day, you take all that fake away, and she's
Mhm.
still that little girl with the big glasses, you know what I mean, in the
Mhm.
wheelchair in a Cinderella dress.
Yep.
I don't think it would take much to make her look redacted. Also, I'm not I hate using that term, but I've got autism, so that's my excuse. But anyway,
Mhm.
yeah, like just put a baseball cap on her, tuck her hair up, put the glasses on, take the teeth out.
Mhm.
Bam, you've got the
And
deleted
she's
gypsy.
right back to who she was.
Yeah.
I really cannot believe I just told you all that.
Don't worry about it. My
Oh,
mum.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody's going to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't mind talking about that, but the oral part of it.
Oh, there's an Irish joke, and I can't remember it now, but it's about like an Irish woman that gives her husband Paddy and he says that's the best one he's ever had because like she had taken out her dentures basically.
Yeah.
I can't remember the joke specifically, so I won't try and like.
Oh yeah, no, there's truth to it. They
Yeah.
they like it. And to me, that is the biggest turnoff when a guy asks you that.
Yeah.
So,
You don't want to show that.
That's it, Ken. You're with her because of the gums. She's gumming you every night. That's it, isn't it?
What?
That's it. That's it. I know it's it. Where's Ken? I need Ken to come give me an answer.
Yes, I can. Yeah.
You like the gumming, gypsy gum.
Yeah, and she's definitely the dominant one.
Yeah, Ken likes the gumming and the bum.
Mhm. Yep.
Damn, that's so. Oh my gosh.
But it makes you think. You're like, wow, that. Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Like I always wondered, like, what the hell? Look at where's Jackie? Jackie's like, how the hell is she getting men? Jackie, don't be ripping your teeth out. Jackie's like, how is she getting all these men and I can't get a text back?
Well, are there any guys in the chat that would say, yeah, are there guys in here?
Listen, I'm not a man, but if I were, I'm thinking like a man and looking at it like that, like I can totally see it.
Yeah,
Like,
do a poll, Ivory.
You know
If
what I
I
mean?
have to be her to get a man, that's not the kind of man I bloody want. And men just annoy me at the moment anyway. I'm not keen.
Yeah.
But still. I have to lick my lips and be a dominant weirdo to get a man. No thanks.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Oh,
And
you know,
I also love my mummy. I love my mummy so much. I'm not like Gypsy. Ivory loves my mummy too. She's awesome.
Oh.
Imagine what it would be like if Gypsy's kid discovered who she really is. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And just to think, like, Ken, this is what you're committed to for the rest of your life. Oh no, I'm just kidding. You guys don't know what commitment is. There's that. But you know, Ryan has to feel like I got away with murder. No pun intended. But he's got to feel like he got away with, you know what I mean? I'm gonna watch that.
It's the fact that she's so cocky about it. That's another reason why I hate her. Like, she's so cocky. Like, I got away with killing my mummies. Can't do nothing about it. That's another reason why I fucking hate her and Christy.
I know. It's like, look at me. Y'all want to be me. No, you don't.
No.
Yeah, don't hate me because you ain't me. It's like, bitch, please.
No, Aunt. It was Aunt me.
Who put up the picture today of her saying that with the ant and her head being on the ant head?
Yeah.
I've not seen that video yet.
Oh,
I've
it's
seen
so
Louise
funny.
said, have you seen it? And I was like,
Well, did anyone notice in the date picture her hair?
oh, has she done that?
She is looking like Christy, and the ear was even popping out. Mm-hmm.
She is. I mean, they say that dogs start to look like their owners after a while. But she does. She's looking just like Christy.
Yeah, you see the ear, and I'm like, oh.
Christy is not pretty.
No.
Christy looks like something off The Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, does it?
I never thought about that, but she does.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, but again, dogs tend to start looking like their owners. They almost look like each other after a while.
That was my first thought when I saw it. I'm like, oh my God, she looks just like Christy.
Maybe there is some truth to Christy and Ken being a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't put anything past Ken at this point. Plus, like, apparently that's why Kirsty, I keep calling her Kirsty, and I don't know why. I apologize. Krusty, I'll call her Krusty instead. That's apparently why she never wears her hair up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because of her
Wait,
ears.
Yeah.
What, the elf ears? The garden gnome ears?
Yeah.
Oh, well, put your hair up because you have a better shot getting by with those ears than you do that greasy hair falling all over your face.
I think so as well. And I think it just highlights the fact because they do pop out. Whereas if her hair was up and it was like, I don't know, maybe curly and quite like bouncy, it'd probably give the illusion that the ears weren't as big. But I don't know. Mm-hmm. But she's very self-conscious about the ears, apparently.
Yeah.
That's of all the things for these people to be self-conscious about. Christy's self-conscious about her ears.
Yeah.
Wow.
They are a weird bunch. They really are.
You watch, she'll get them fixed or pinned or
all on Dee Dee. Everyone, it's all on Dee Dee's money.
Yeah,
so.
It's horrible.
It must suck to know Dee Dee's going to pay to make you better looking.
It's so sad. It's tragic. It's like there's no words. There's absolutely.
Yeah, it is. It's actually really sad. Those people are so disgusting. That whole family is disgusting.
There's something wrong with all of them. Like, and I don't mean, excuse me. I don't mean like they may have like something. Sorry, I'm tired. But you know what I mean. Like, oh, I don't know what I'm. You know what I mean. I don't mean like physically. I don't mean like
mentally. There's mentally something wrong.
Yeah. They all seem to be on the same level as well. They all seem to be of the similar or same mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which is,
they all lack a conscience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, I guess the apple didn't fall far from the tree.
No.
So I don't know. That's crazy. But guys, it is 11:45, so I'm going to end this live. I've been on a little bit longer than I anticipated I was going to be on. But guys, thank you all so much. Apple, Pink, Codebox, JJ, Mercy, thank you guys so much for being
Let me
here.
come up here to spill my guts.
Well, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And don't worry, we're not,
Yeah.
I felt comfortable.
Thank
You
you
know.
for having me. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry if I spoke over anybody. I don't know if I'm like on a delay. It's nearly 4 a.m. here, so.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Get some sleep. No,
I
everything
know.
was fine. No, it was great. Cherry
Thank
Kicker, thank you. Diane, thank you. Jacket, thank you. Recliner,
Hey,
Nancy.
Ivory, before you go, I've got something so funny to tell you that just happened. See
Oh,
ya! Some dude just tried to pick me up while I was in my car at the supermarket grabbing something, and Alex, my son, is sitting next to me just laughing. Like, it just happened just then. Like, while we were talking about me not getting a man, he's like, hey, there's a number on the back of your window. I'm like, excuse me? And he's like, can I ring the number? And I'm like, oh, no, that's a number that came when I bought the car. I just haven't taken the number off. That's their number. He's like, oh, that's a shame. I'm like, not only Jackie can get a man, fuck you, Gypsy.
Oh, that made my night, Jackie.
Oh, and he was good looking, but Alex is looking at me like, what the hell, Mum? And I'm like, yeah, see you, mate. Like, what the hell?
That's awesome.
that's so funny. What a great ending to this live. Jackie got a man.
Well, he was going to ring that number, and I should have just let him ring it.
Yeah.
Did you give
But
your
you know
number?
what he was going to say at first? He's like, oh, the number on the back of the car, can I ring that? And Alex is looking at him like, that's my mum. Don't even look at my mum. And then, you know what I mean? Like, my kid's looking at him like, who are you? Like,
But Jackie,
Yeah,
the real question is, did you give
who
the
tries
guy?
to pick up a chick when they're doing click and collect at the freaking supermarket with their adult child in the car who looks like a man?
Wait, Jackie, did you give him your number?
No.
Oh my.
He was riding a pushy. No, thanks.
We'll have to have him. He hits on you and he's too pushy. They don't hit on you and it's what's wrong with these guys?
Oh, listen, I'm a very, you know, I had to tell you before the live ended because it was so funny. We were just talking about it, and then he says that, and then, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, by the way, my number is like, my son is sitting there staring at me like, what is happening right now?
That's so funny.
You know what I mean? Like, where are we going to go on a date on his pushy? Do I sit on the back? Cool.
Is it true that the magpies? Sorry, I've got a bit of a throat thing going on. Is it true magpies are still killing Australian cyclists? I heard that.
Yeah, if you don't have a helmet on with all these little spikes on it, like,
Yeah.
they will hit you in the head. It hurts.
Ow.
Wait, helmet with spikes? Well, I can tell you why you're not getting a man.
Well, you get like the helmet, and then you like glue like cable ties all over it, and then you go for a bike ride. Because if you don't, they peck you in the head, and I got pecked in the head that hard that the magpie was still like the beak was stuck in my head, and I had to rip it out. Like it was.
Oh my god! What's wrong with the
They're psycho.
Bloody! It's like the seagulls over here. They're just as mad, but oh god.
Do you know if you give one of them a Panadol, they like explode apparently? But I've never seen it.
If you give them a
No.
seagull,
I'm sorry, Ivory. Please go to bed. I didn't mean to. I just had to tell you guys that because it was so funny. And then I tried to turn my camera on so you guys could see him and be like, "Oh, he's hot."
You're so
Well,
funny.
hey, Gypsy Rose. He looks better than No Job Ken, and I don't care that he was riding a bike. He was better than No Job Ken.
No,
How do you know Ken ain't riding a bike?
Oh, I don't know. He's riding her.
I can't. All right, guys. Good night. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Bye, Ivory.
Night. Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Bye, guys.
Am I still